So, in the last session, which everybody remembers very well because it wasn't that long ago, you're gonna get up and go.
Look at the time. Look at the time of when we're starting. You about nailed it.
7:43. It's only a few minutes. I was up at 4 minutes. Yeah, in your search for the second chainless base, you did stumble through many different encounters with beasts and rogues and scouts and members of the Outcast who you met, and Salagastra and Bereave, and this whole traveling out through the jungle from Seor to arrive at this point. You encircled around the back of what you now learned is an Area's Watch founded by Jupiter Keepdown. For those who don't know, is one of the ones who survived the empowerment. I don't know if that's
super
been shared
soldier.
with the other. He's one of the super soldiers. And so,
Let's be real. With a name like that, he's a wrestler.
Yes, absolutely. He's a luchador.
Jupiter Keepdown.
Yeah, the luchador.
Exactly. But you all jumped inside of the portable hole as Razier cast invisibility on himself, or what had it cast on him, and leapt off and levitated across using the immovable rod to get himself to the roof of this. You do recall the fact that there are 4 towers on the outskirts of this wall, a walled keep, which was some kind of observatory or something long ago, but is now taken over by the Chainless. On top of this roof, you do recall that there were several canisters filled with solium or some kind of arcane power holder battery thingies, and that there were a bunch of large spiders with apparatuses affixed to their heads, which were weaving webs that have some purpose. The 2 rooms that you'd passed by, or that Razier had passed by on his way to get to this exact spot before opening the portable hole again to let you guys out, you did see that there were 2 scientist-like individuals that were in those 2 northern, and I'm only reiterating this because it's been so long since we played, there were actual people there. Fooling guards, casting silence. Luis had rolled a natural 1 on his stealth, which caused one of them to come over, which you kind of beat to a pulp after he was thrown in the portable hole, and now you've kind of lured over this second guard, who definitely looks like he's more important and has this backpack with these magical weapons on him. Razier had tapped on his shoulder and kind of waved at him as the guard whipped around, and then Garen reached out to grab onto this individual, was successful in the grapple. And that is where we pick back up, rolling initiative on this to see what exactly
as we roll initiative.
Happens.
Just a point of note, in case anyone didn't know, the other guard we beat to a pulp, retirement. So I hope you guys feel real good about yourselves.
You cut out in the middle of what you were saying.
Oh, great. Never mind.
The other guard that was beaten to a pulp. ...
He was only 2 days away from retirement. So
Yeah.
Awesome.
They always are.
yeah.
Don't forget to select your token before.
He probably just mentioned it too.
I know, right? He was just bragging about it before they started shift.
Mm-hmm.
Only 2 more days, guys. He was never seen or heard from again.
Natural 20, Pepper.
Nice.
And now for Zender.
I didn't select my token. I got a 12.
25 for Zender.
Black Star got a what?
A 12.
It hurts to look at Garen's character sheet because he just doesn't use dark mode. It's blinding.
Oh. Who has the higher dex between Razier and Black Star?
I think Razier does. I'm 16.
Yeah, I do.
Might
18.
not go through.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot I need to change that setting. I had to reinstall Beyond at one point. Beyond 20.
What did B2 get?
I got a 12 as well, but it's just not going through.
What's B2's dex?
A +3. It's a 16 overall.
Same here. Rollies.
Do it.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a good one.
My second roll was a 15.
Yes.
Oh, I think your beyond 20 might be bugged.
Yeah.
Can you at least see the battlefield?
So no.
Oh no way!
That's what
Yeah,
I was
but
sitting
it's
here. I was like,
Beyond 20 and Foundry are two different things as well, so the two of them being broken is...
that's why I was sitting here clicking around while you were doing your exposition. I was like, I thought I was just in a dark room, but this
Apparently,
doesn't
Chris
sound
has
like
offended the gods somehow.
Yeah. So, but I'll try to figure it out. I think it has to be something I have installed, like a module that's clashing with yours or something. I don't know. Because I've always had this issue out of nowhere. I didn't have a problem when we did the first one shot, so that's why I'm like, what happened?
So you see tokens, but a gray screen or a gray background.
Yep. So we'll make. I'll
Okay.
make it work.
We should. Well, and Felix hasn't frozen yet tonight, so
Yeah. I wasn't going to mention it, not do not jinx it, but yeah.
I'll take some time and mess around in the background, as long as it's not distracting. And
no.
try to figure it out.
I mean, so the one shot thing was on a different version of D&D. No, it's not on a different version. Everything is exactly the same. All the modules are the same. Yeah, everything is the same. So I don't know what's going on.
It's got to be some on my end, so I'll take some time.
Okay.
But I can still like look around.
Yeah. Click on your tokens
So.
and all that.
Yep.
Alrighty. Top of the round. So Garen has just grabbed onto this backpack guy and is about to pull him back into the room beyond the curtain of major illusion that Blackstar had cast. What is Xander gonna do? I think Xander knows
I'm
what's
looking
going on, but
at which of his spells don't have verbal components.
oh
Yeah.
right, because you're in silence, right?
Or do we drop the silence and risk alerting the rest of I feel like we should
way.
keep up the silence, right?
Absolutely.
We've got
Yeah.
another god to deal with. Keep the silence while it's going. I need to
Alright.
waste the... Because it's a... Is it a 1 minute or a 10-minute spell?
Yeah.
I feel like it's got to be 10 minutes.
Silence, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, if it's a 10 minutes, keep that.
Then again,
keep that for
I
now.
feel like we'd be like maybe halfway through that, right about now.
Cast it
Little
as
bit
soon
of-
as you got up.
Shenanigans. Waiting for people to walk over.
I mean,
Probably
at
4
least
minutes
at
in.
least for the course of this battle, I was actually going to say 4 minutes. Yeah.
4 minutes, all right.
For the course of this battle, it's not going to be an issue because we're going 6 seconds at a time here. So.
It's just a matter of having it up for the third guy as well.
Right.
Like the only like useful combat spell he has without verbal components is Ice Knife, and that hurts people around the target. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear Brazier, Blackstar, and Garen as well.
What is he concentrating on?
The invisibility on
invisibility.
Brazier.
Oh, gotcha.
I guess you...
Ooh, that's cool. See that? I just made Razir invisible.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
nice.
Oh yeah, we can just barely see him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
That's
super
I
cool.
couldn't see myself at all because I had
Yeah.
Garen selected.
Oh,
I was like, I'm just completely gone, and then I deselected.
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
when
there
you
am I.
select someone
Like,
else, yeah, he just
look at
disappears.
the effect. Watch your
Yeah.
token real quick. There's like an
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah,
That's like-
Yeah,
super
That's
yeah.
really cool.
that's neat. Yeah.
cool.
I mean, you could always just like either stab him with a dagger or like hold in action.
We got plenty of melee types. We could probably.
Yeah, and
It's literally one
feel
individual,
Like
there's 6 of you.
shouldn't go into melee.
This is not a boss. This is
Yeah.
a souped up
It's
guard
just
a
that
little bit. It's not even
Our
a super
own
chainless.
silence is. Oh wait,
Yeah. You could hold a cantrip in case the silence goes down, or he has to move
No,
out
I
of
just
the
realized.
range.
Does it end if you take damage? Is stasis.
Oh yeah, stasis would be.
There's no verbal components
Ricochet
on
takes
stasis.
any damage. When
Oh, he's gonna get beat
after,
up.
yeah, I'll try and stasis him. So he needs to make a con save. DC 17.
That is a
That
21.
makes sense because this is wow.
Dang.
Right.
This is the backpack guy. We'd want to
Yeah.
make sure he doesn't do anything.
And the game is still paused.
Oh.
Yeah. He's gonna move further. You know what? Move over here, move right beside P2, and be like up against the wall here. And that's gonna be his turn.
All right. It is the other guard who you cannot see's turn. He's not rushing because he doesn't know you guys are over there. But he's going to use his full movement. So he just kind of walks around over this way. He looks in that direction. The guy has not been fully pulled through the veil yet. I'm gonna make a perception check for him. He rolled a 5. That's great.
Nice.
Okay. It is Louise's turn.
Alright, so same issue. I don't have any spells without the verbal components.
Hmm.
You can't even cast Shillelagh?
No, also has verbal components.
Verbal.
Magic Stone, Shillelagh, verbal components.
You just walk up to him and hit him.
Yeah. Wait. No, I am concentrating on the silence, so I shouldn't go into a spot where I could lose concentration on it. I should have looked at my spells before doing this, since I don't. But it won't.
You have one spell that's not verbal, and it's Beast Sense.
I'll move back here, and I guess I'll just use my regular sling attack. Why is that a +7? How do I have a +7 on my sling?
You're just really good with that sling.
It gives +1. You got
+4.
proficiency
Oh
with
yeah,
it.
we have +4 proficiency. That's why.
Yeah, we leveled up.
I'll try and hit him with my
All right, do
super
it.
sling. 60. Oh yeah, 16.
16 just hits.
Ooh. I'll
It's nice.
do. Let's go, big damage, guys.
4 damage.
Yeah, and I'll. Do I? No, because it's gonna break the grapple. Yeah, I'm not gonna push him. I'll do the extra d6 from my gathered swarm.
So 5
9.
more damage.
Yeah, so 9 total.
Woo!
24 to hit.
Yep, yep. Ooh.
7 points of damage.
7 points
Go.
of damage.
And
Let me just double check on something here real quick. Oh yeah, he's immune to all your damage. No,
all damage, specifically from
Just immune.
Luis.
just yeah.
And that's gonna be my turn.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So he's like getting hit in the back of the head, and everybody can see this happening, but it's making literally 0 sound, which is really just odd in the space. It's just nothing, and you see him like convulsing a little bit as he's being held. So, remind me, the grappled condition just reduces their movement to 0, correct? It's not.
Yeah, and that's all it does.
That's all it does.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
You can use an action, try and break out of the grapple. You can do either a athletics or acrobatics check
right.
versus Garen's athletics check.
Gotcha. He's not going to do that. From his perspective, he was tapped on the shoulder, turned around, and then grabbed from behind. He has no idea how many of you there are, who you are, what you are. All he knows is he's being grappled. So he like angrily gets hit in the back with these stones. And he's like, "What the heck?" And he's got like arms around him, and you see him look over and seize the other guard that's walking in his direction, and like goes to yell out to him, and like nothing happens. Gets really angry, reaches down and pulls out his energy sword that is attached by a cable to the backpack that he's wearing. That Garen is so nicely hugging him from behind this way, and is going to go ahead and make a series of attacks on Garen, who is grappling him.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Let's see here. So it's going to be two attacks. The first one is a 27 to hit.
Nope, doesn't hit.
Okay.
It's a miss.
It is 19 points of necrotic damage. As the
I'm pretty sure Garen is raging right now since he rolled with
he
advantage.
is he is,
Yeah.
but it is necrotic
Oh, that's
damage.
right.
Yeah, but he's a bear.
Yeah, but he's
a
bear
barbarian.
It's
As long
Unless
as
it's
it's not
psychic
psychic, he's
damage,
resistant.
yeah, he's resistant to it.
so I know that when they're raging, they get resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage. But what is he getting at the other?
It's
types?
subclass. Yeah.
Which is what again?
Totem barbarian.
He's
Totem.
a totem barbarian.
Totem.
He
Gotcha.
gives him
that's all I
resistance
was
to
looking
all
for.
damage other than psychic.
Gotcha.
So he is, as long as it's not a
Sure.
mental attack, he is
So instead of
up against it.
19, that is 9 points of necrotic damage.
I can't affect his character sheet
Uh,
or his health,
you
so
can do it on Foundry, I believe.
So
Oh.
so you guys are level 9, correct?
You.
So I'd never re-uploaded your
Oh.
character sheets to Foundry, so the health on Foundry is not correct.
oh yeah.
So I
Why
will
you
go
like
to because I work 17 hours a week. That's why.
Yeah, that's a good excuse.
17 hours a week.
17
hours a
hours.
week.
I was about to say,
Oh,
what?
man.
Yeah, wait,
What kind
yeah,
of
wait.
defense is that, Tim?
You had no time for anything
A day.
else.
Not at all. So
Um,
that 17 hours is neck breaking.
9, 8. So he has 92 out of 101 HP. Okay. If
Yeah,
you-
I don't think he updated his own HP on his character sheet because it's also saying 101, but it is showing the level. So he may have forgotten something, or who knows.
Wait,
Either way,
does his
we
character
can address
sheet
it.
say he's level
That's
9?
weird. That is
Yes,
weird.
it does.
No, I mean on Foundry.
No, it does not. No.
No,
it
that
says
says
it's
8.
8.
It's they're showing difference but the same health.
But then again, maybe the HP updated, but like that's the only thing it updated because it
Roll20
like,
does do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe.
Well, it doesn't back update to D&D Beyond from Foundry. That's something that I can tell it to do that, but I don't ever do that. So,
Right, we're saying that the health on Foundry would be correct
Yes.
because it came from D&D
it's
Beyond.
pulling from D&D. Yeah, right, because I just
Yeah.
edited it on D&D Beyond and it edited it
Yeah.
on
Oh, you did it on
Foundry.
Beyond.
Yeah.
So it does work that way, which is nice. Okay, second attack coming in with the energy sword. That is a 17 to hit.
Does hit.
23 points of necrotic damage reduced to 11.
Thanks. 11, yeah.
And so like as he's attacking and hitting Garen, he's like hitting his shoulder. You're like, I mean, you would expect a lightsaber if you're like full force is like literally cutting through something. It's not quite with that much ferocity to it, but when it hits, the skin like bubbles and cracks and pops and like has a very significant like burning singed to it, and he like cuts a good 6 inches in with each slice with this sword that has all this
Oh,
like
Lord.
writhing purple energy up and down the blade.
He's all stony, so like it would be a molten rockish thing going on.
I mean, he's still a
Yeah,
half
he is.
orc,
Yeah.
but yeah. Anyways, make up your own visual then. But yeah, there's still that going on. All right, so that's gonna. Does he have anything? He can't do. He's grappled, so he cannot disengage as a bonus action because he's grappled.
Quick question, Tim.
Yep.
The guards look like human, half elves.
I mean,
It was hard to see with their helmets, right?
Alright, well,
their ears are covered with their helmets, as is their hair and most of their features. They're humanoid. You'd have to remove a helmet to
They are people.
their people.
I was
Razir,
just wondering, like, it's what 3 a.m. right now, so
it is
Yeah.
about yep.
alright. I was wondering if they don't have dark vision, it makes our job way easier. But
No, I didn't remove his
All right,
11 HP.
So
so-
either way, Either way, it's gonna be probably visible. That guy. You know what? I'm just gonna do the thing. I'm gonna step back
Eldritch Blast.
and Eldritch Blast.
Oh.
You could go in the room over here, but more hidden. But
Yeah.
oh wait. It's, as soon as Garen pulls him into the illusion, you're not gonna be able to see him afterwards.
So like it's dark outside. We mentioned this. There are some lanterns that are around, like they were being held by the guards. But
Yeah.
against the dark sky and the guards that are on the perimeter of the outside walls, your Eldritch Blast
Is dark and
Has
green
some-
and
has
black
some
as
light
night
has
and
some light
makes no
associated
light.
with it. Oh,
Well,
that's not true at all. No.
makes zero light.
No.
It's the color of evil and absorbs
Are
all
you
light
saying
that
black
comes in
people
contact
are evil now?
What?
Wow.
No, I said it's the color of evil. Not that all black things are evil. This specifically is, because yeah, that's what I was worried about.
It's something that Razier would probably be taking into consideration. It's not like they're just automatically going to see it, but there's a chance.
Yeah, which means Flame Blade is going to be the same issue.
Depends on how Metal Gear you're going on this keep.
I mean, instead of a
Yeah.
box, we have a hole.
Six cardboard boxes moving around. Alex, play Metal Gear?
Of course I have. Huh?
Okay.
Huh?
I have not. I just know about the
Right.
boxes.
I just like the noise they make when breaking it.
I'm gonna instead. I can't be seen. You know, nobody else can see us from here. The wall, people on the walls can't see us this high up. So I think I'm gonna leave this to the punchy guys, and I'm gonna stand here, and I'm going to hold Eldritch Blast for the third guard if he does see and start coming to run. Or
Okay.
if I see that he sees and either comes running to help or he sprints off in another direction to go yell for somebody, I'll hold my Eldritch Blast for that.
Gotcha. So there's just a little bit of greenish gray crackling energy that kind of starts to form in your hands as you're holding it. Just
Cowboy
Uh-huh.
sitting there.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Alrighty. That's your turn. Look at the pretty lights when it goes to Black Star's turn.
Uh-huh.
Yay, it's red. All right,
Red.
so can I speak a command word? Does it have to be audible, or can like if I say it in the silence, does it still work?
Come on.
I'm just asking.
You could
I mean,
try.
It would make for a cool cinematic moment where he just like the camera pans to like a close-up shot on the side of his head, and you see him mouth the word, but you don't hear it. and then the action happens. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the creature has to hear what you're saying for it to be effective.
No, I'm talking about my.
Oh, he's
my
saying
dagger.
for his dagger.
Oh.
Yeah, it
It's a
says
magic
when
word.
You can speak a command word. The weapon's magic command word.
He's technically speaking it. It's just not audible to anyone. However,
Bardic Inspiration
I-
says someone has to hear me. This one just
It
says
does
I have
say
to
that.
speak it.
But you are
But
not speaking it because you're in
I'm
a
not
zone of
speaking
silence.
it if I'm
And I'm going to
silent.
rule
You're
that
technically more.
I'm going to rule that you're not going to be able to do
Melding
it.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go along with your ruling then. I will. I'm gonna look at him, and I'm gonna smile, and then I'm gonna, with one hand, pat him on the shoulder, and when I do, like a little lick of flame runs from my head along my arm onto him, and it curses him with Hexblade's curse. Just a little baby flame.
Uh-huh.
Stab him twice.
All right. Sounds good. The fact that they don't have hexed as a condition,
You have mark.
yeah, that's what I usually
Yeah.
use. 26
That one
definitely
hits.
hits. Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a sucker range right now and I don't have Hunter's Mark, so.
The only problem with using this dagger is that without it being extra melty, it's poop damage.
So it's just
Where am I
7.
second? Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, 17 is the second one.
I mean, you have
17
curse.
Yes.
For hex.
Oh, that's right. And then the Hexblade's curse, I'm sorry, does an extra 4 damage, so 11 for the first hit.
Awesome.
And the
Just
second
taking
hit is... Oh, my
stab him
goodness,
right,
10.
right in the
10
neck.
for the...
10. Wait. Oh, 10 damage. Okay.
Yeah,
You
the
get
second one.
the hex damage on both attacks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, any attack.
Okay.
Plus 4 bonus to damage rolls. Alright, and then, since that... I can't talk, I guess. Something's on it. Can I...
You're in heist mode. Blackstar should be okay with this.
Blackstar is okay with it, but he's also never really okay with not being able to make any noise. Like,
Right.
Quiet
He's music and
one-liners.
The
talking.
people can't hear him.
yeah, like he
That's
can't be
not
heard
okay.
at all.
The people are weeping.
Uh-huh.
And then my bonus action, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna slap. I'm gonna slap him.
Wait, what?
2-weapon fighting, baby.
Wait, didn't you already make 2 attacks?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have Thirsting Blade now as a level 5 warlock. Yo,
And he uses his back weapons to get 2 attacks.
Oh. So you have
and
3.
it's a light weapon, so I can make a offhand attack as a bonus action.
Gotcha. So 3 attacks per turn with this.
Another light weapon.
And I'm
With
gonna
another-
slap
so
him in the
not-
mouth.
So not the Morden Dagger.
No, not this one is not the Morning Dagger. That's
This is an unarmed strike. Okay. 15
that's a
misses.
so I,
You cannot do that because
I
fists aren't
Yeah.
a
Light
light weapon.
my fist. Wait,
They're not light weapons because D&D is dumb.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's whack.
Because think
That
about
would
it,
be-
otherwise, monks' martial arts feature would do nothing for them.
Oh, that's true, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have an extra dagger, I guess, but all right, that's fine. Then I miss with. I
I
try to
just-
slap him in the mouth just as a disrespect thing, and
I mean, if you have another
'Cause I-
dagger, why don't you just use this roll to apply to your strike? Unless you want to
yeah,
slap him, but you missed. So
I do. I do miss
Plus
with
7 to
No,
hit dagger.
actually, looking at my thing, I don't have.
There'd be an
another dagger.
8. You don't have a short sword?
I don't have a short sword. I have a long sword and the Morden dagger. That's it. Never mind.
Do you have a boot knife?
all right, I will let you for flavor slap him because
It does 1 damage, so
but there's no
I
sound.
pat him. I go like this, and then I go.
As you're stabbing him, like right in the neck, one of them, like there's the straps of the backpack, and one of the dagger goes like partway through, just like clips the side of one of the shoulder straps, kind of frays it a little bit, and he kind of looks to the side as there's blood like gushing out of the side of his neck. Just kind of like looks over and sees you, and he just opens his mouth like that, but you don't hear anything.
And then remember, this is just a tiny Grignak. When I summoned him, he was in dagger form. It's just a little baby Grignak that
Okay.
I'm stabbing with. And
Grignak,
that's my turn.
Blackstar.
Wait, I just realized. Right now, Grignak could talk to Blacksword, but
And I
Blacksword couldn't
cannot
respond
talk
to
back.
Grignak.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Tell me whatever he wants.
All right.
Next time I hear Blacksword to start acting to his sword, I'm going to silence him.
Chris, welcome back. It's been 5 weeks. It is
Yep.
B2's turn here. Yep.
B2 can't see anything. He doesn't have dark vision,
Oh,
my
right?
god.
so I don't know where this guy is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Wait,
were,
doesn't the guard have a torch?
he was holding a lantern.
Oh, his lightsaber's out too. If
That's
that
true.
Produces any light.
So you would be able to see him and Garen behind him, like the silhouettes of them, and then the silhouette of just the front of Blackstar and his daggers hitting him in the side of the neck.
I think B2 doesn't understand the area of silence and
Right.
is totally just talking, and just like to him, his voice box has gone out, and he's kind of like struggling a little,
Oh no! How do I fix this? What's going on?
and maybe comes over a little more panicked. So
A few
I'm
berries will be able to fix that.
gonna come this way.
So
Maybe
the portable hole is open on the floor right there. So
Yeah.
I would say that you
Okay.
can't stand there.
Okay.
So those
He
4
doesn't see it.
squares.
He just falls into the hole.
Actually, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, I think
I'm
that's
not gonna.
fine.
No,
But
no.
he
come
knew
on.
he climbed out of the hole.
He did. He
Okay.
did.
He did.
Alright.
He knows where it's at. You came from the hole.
Right.
Okay,
You climbed up out of the hole into darkness.
Yeah,
Then
You
you
went from the, I mean, the hole is dark too.
I'm
so you
being
went from dark
reborn.
to other
then
dark.
again, he climbed out of the hole, pushed the guy in the hole, went back into the hole, beat the guy up, and now he's coming back halved.
Yes.
just getting respawned like a boss, like an ad.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I'm gonna then stumble this way. I accident.
You can. You can move there. Yeah. You can. Yep.
Okay.
And be. Yep. That's
All
fine.
right.
But then again, you do have your reach with your glaive, so you could be here.
I just realized that
still
if you have
poke
your own token selected, that you can't see anything at all.
Yeah. So I keep
here, let me-
clicking and then off clicking, so I
the
can.
Hold on,
the
let me
bug
fix this.
display is completely like in character. You can't see
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Well, I can see tokens fine, and like
There you go.
I can tell we're in a special thing. So
There you go. I did it.
All right.
But Camel,
Perfect.
since he has his glaive, he could be over here and still poke
so
him
it's
with his
gonna
glaive
tend-
since he has reach.
He's got reach. Yeah, he could.
Okay, we'll do that. Let's see if I've at least fixed the D&D
Beyond
Beyond
20.
issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't roll a natural one.
no promises.
It's a melee weapon.
Ooh, I thought that was a 1.
Oh yeah, that was close.
You're right, but in this particular instance, because of his low visibility and being directly behind
Alright.
Garen, who is grabbing onto him, we would have. Yeah, it's fine. 17 does hit.
All right. Woo! First roll after being back, I hit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Feels good to be back.
Look at all that damage. What's going on here? Oh. Yep. Yep.
Mm.
So is that actually 21 damage?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of damage.
Now that's a lot of damage.
So I have to ask a question. Does B2 know that this guy has a backpack on? And is he actively trying to avoid stabbing the backpack? That is like probably half of what he can see if he's trying to shove it into the guy.
The backpack's gonna blow up.
So, if we're being honest, Chris has kind of forgotten what the backpack is. So we're going to say that B2 has also forgotten what the backpack is.
I mean,
Okay.
there's been a whole night, like we slept before getting in the base, so
Sure.
you're still kind of.
All right.
It's 3 a.m. You're still sleepy.
I'm because of how this works. I'm gonna have you roll a. You know what? No, never mind. It doesn't hit the backpack.
Okay.
Nope, you hit the guy. That's fine.
All right. I'm going to roll again to attack.
Sure. Yep.
I'm going to do what I do best.
If you roll higher than an 18. Oh. Okay. Well, that doesn't hit at all. So.
Perfect. And then,
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
that's my
man.
turn.
Oh, 13 points of damage. Wait. No. That's the.
Yeah,
that's the-
it's to hit.
My brain's not functioning properly. Cool.
That's
so
okay.
he just like jab him right in the side, take it out, and swing it around. You try to bring it down, and it just like scrapes against the stone that you didn't know was there, the wall, because you can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then that brings us to Garen's turn.
Garen's gonna do Garen things and punch this man 3 times.
Heck yeah.
Shouldn't Garen
recklessly?
move the guy into
Yeah,
the
he's gonna
illusion?
move him in.
Okay.
Gonna drag him in.
Backs up,
Uh,
like pushing the table and the chairs out of the way as he backs it up and brings him inside because he can't drag him into Blackstar's space, who's
You
standing
could
there.
drag him here.
Oh, you could do that too? Yeah. Like around the side of the wall, push him up against the wall. Do you want to do that?
But then Blackstar wouldn't be in melee with him. Or I guess Garen could move here and drag the backpack guy where Garen is right now.
I think Garen's main concern, since there's no access to dragging him into the hole, which is what happened the last time, he just wants to get him in the room out of view. So he'd probably just pull through go through the table out of the way, and just go in like a good 10 feet.
More than that?
Yeah, no, one more. Bring him in. The table would just get shoved out of the way.
Yep.
Might pin Xander towards the hole a bit, but he's just pulling him in to get him out of the way.
All right.
And then yeah, 3 hold. Three punches.
Just rabbit
two,
punches
his
of
2
blood.
from his regular attack, and then bonus
back of the
action unarmed.
So go ahead and make
fighting.
those attacks. You can't roll.
Actually, first he has unarmed fighting, so he does a D4 to this guy just because he
Just-
has him grappled.
At the beginning of his turn?
So 4 damage to this guy just from holding, just squeezes him or something.
Okay.
And then recklessly gonna just bop this. Can't even do. Yes, I can. Right there. 26 to hit for 17. Click that again. 28 to hit for 18, and then one more time. 31 to hit, 13 damage.
He's dead.
We love it.
He's dead.
Just
got
grabbed and tumbled to death. Oh no.
Poor man.
Uh-huh.
The poor guy.
Garen, in his rage, I would ask, because Garen's not actually here, would Garen would he be trying to avoid hitting the backpack to conserve it, or would he be just probably hitting the guy in the head, maybe?
He's got the guy grabbed. He's probably just decking him in the face.
Gotcha.
Because he
think.
grabbed him from the back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What fitting time for the music to end. So at the end of Garen's turn, it is Xander's turn. There is no threats immediately around you. This guy is now perished. The backpack on the body, the weapons just kind of splayed out to the side. The energy rifle kind of disconnecting from its some kind of, not even a holster, something that was keeping it stuck to his side. Just comes loose and kind of falls off on the side of the table as he's bleeding out on the table there. After Xander's go, the guard is moving further around the central room that's on the top of this roof that's here. He's not necessarily making a beeline in your direction, but I'm going to roll another perception check for him, as there was a lot of action that took place since his last turn. So we'll just keep the initiative order going here in case he decides to start rushing over, and then we'll take it from there. So what is Xander doing in this moment? I don't know why I said
Black
not
started pulling him
much.
around a corner or something.
I think here we have the illusion, so I guess do we?
Well, the
can we
illusion was
see-
only on the back wall, right?
This
Like-
front wall.
Back corner.
Yeah, it's a front wall
Yeah,
here.
we did the front wall.
Yeah, it's
Did
here.
Oh, okay.
To make it look like the room was as it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And can we see through the illusion? Like over here is like one-way glass.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Guess Xander. Shoot, I forgot to see.
Guess I don't really know how that would work. Would it look like it's the inside from both sides?
So it's a cube.
So it would fill the whole space, and for you guys, like, you wouldn't even be able to see each other. I don't know. That's just a whole nother level
No,
of
so
shenanigans.
I'm
it's-
sure it's just
you can
looking at
go
the
through
illusion
it.
from the outside.
Yeah.
So we just like if he made an illusion of a table and someone went under the table, like it's not like since he made an illusion of the table, like nothing changed. Like you'd still see the person under the table.
No. So the way I did my illusion was it looked like an empty room. Like that's it.
Yeah.
And
So
then
you
if
basically
you know
made,
it's an illusion,
like
you can
made a
see-
false wall,
yeah.
wall at the door to make it look
Right.
like everything was fine in the room.
The other side, across
Really
from
Wile E.
that
Coyote
opening,
did.
across from that opening, it is open to the outside, which is the roof, which tapers downwards, and then you can see the walls, and you can see guards, which
I
are
mean,
moving
it is a
literally.
20-foot cube. You could have made 2 walls.
There are guards on those walls. So as you look out and you see,
Yeah. I would have just covered both entrances.
oh, you
yeah,
can cover
it's-
both entrances.
Yeah,
From-
it's
It's a
20-foot
20-foot
cube.
cube.
I mean, he's good. It's exactly 20 feet between those two
Gotcha.
spots.
And if you know it's an illusion, you can see through it. So everyone inside knows, and we
Gotcha.
can all see through like it's
Gotcha.
normal.
Okay. Then
Alright,
there's no
then-
issue.
I guess Xander would wait for if the guard comes over, and if he comes over, he's gonna try and stasis him. So, guess I'll
So-
hold.
So he
stasis.
was holding stasis. Wasn't last time, wasn't he, or was he holding something else?
He casted
No, he
stasis.
tried.
Well, it's
I
not.
was holding something.
Yeah, he was holding an Eldritch Blast. Xander tried stasis the backpack guard, but
He
guard
gotcha.
succeeded
so now
on
he's
his
gonna
save.
hold stasis. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what
Wait,
he's
and-
doing.
even though it's not a spell, no, you wouldn't be concentrating on it. Then you're still invisible. All right.
Yeah.
And so I just realized I can't do the charges on the stasis. So damn, could you do that?
On
Mark
Xander's.
one of them off.
Yeah, and the actions that
Momentary stasis.
it's
One of the
momentary
first things there.
stasis. It's
Mom-
just be
momentary
like all
stasis.
the attacks.
There you go. Yep. I checked one of them off.
It's 2 of
This
them.
will be the
since-
second one, right? So it, 'cause
Yeah,
it gets
this is the-
used even if he doesn't actually.
Well, it's
Yeah. No,
It's not
I
a
assume for that.
it's not a
it's like-
spell.
Yeah, but like for a spell, you
Doesn't
if you
matter. You're still holding
hold an action, even if like it doesn't get triggered, the spell slots gets used.
Correct.
They assume for something that has a charge like this, it'd be the same.
Because you're using your reaction to hold your action, which is preparing
Yeah.
and using the spell, which you.
Yeah, but it's not like spells have a cast time, which is why when you hold it, you have to basically prepare the
This
casting.
also has a. It's not cast time per se, but it's you still need to use an action to be able to use it, just like a spell.
Yeah, but I would think this one is more like you're just ready to do it, rather than
I mean,
prepping it like a spell would be.
if you're
But
it's just the same principle as not action economy, but economy of whether or not you want to waste using it in the event that it may not get used.
right, but if we
It's
if
a
we think about
resource.
this, yeah,
Yeah, but it's like
but
the
if we think
same
about
thing
this,
with-
if Garen wanted to wait to rage, you wouldn't say his rage gets used up if he doesn't actually go into a rage.
True.
If he was like, I'm gonna wait to rage until this guy gets close, and then his held action was rage.
But isn't that a bonus action? You can't hold a bonus action.
Correct.
Can I'm pretty sure, can't you?
You can only hold actions. You can't hold bonus actions. Although, don't
Right.
forget we have homebrew rules, which if
Yeah.
we consult those real quick, I love that we're pausing
Movement
to
and
look at this.
stuff.
Is it under supplemental? Probably not in supplemental. No. It would be under a D&D campaign. Nope. It would be under character creation. Don't even remember my own house rules.
Wow, such a bad year.
You're already in action, using your reaction as per raw, with the addition of being able to hold your movement as well, as long as you didn't use any movement during your turn. As an example, you can use a bonus action, remain stationary, and hold your movement and specific action based on a specific trigger. So, you cannot hold bonus actions.
But that was just as an example kind of thing. Yeah.
I mean, I'm ruling that anything that has a consumable thing would get used because you're holding your ability to use that in the moment to be expending it. I understand where you're coming from, but maybe we can have a conversation about it later. In this particular instance, I'm saying that it would get used up. So that's what he's doing. The guard is going to move his... What does he have, 30 feet? He's not really making a wide arc. I'm going to say he gets to here and uses 15 feet of his movement. I'm going to make a perception check. Wow. And keeps
So is that a 5 again?
Keeps on walking. Doesn't see... He's not looking in that direction at all. I'm going to pull us out of combat in this moment, because it's just this one regular guard. But I'm going to keep the music going. And I'm going to repause the game, so we're not moving our tokens all over the place. But in this moment, you guys are all crouched in this room. Or not crouched, but ready and... what's the range on stasis? Is it...
No, but you wait. I said it's 60 feet, but I'd wait, like, if the guard, like, notices something's wrong.
He didn't,
comes over
so he keeps walking.
He didn't.
I fixed it.
Yay!
Yay! What was
You
it?
can see now.
I just deleted a bunch of stuff off my disk drive.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Apparently I just was taking up too much and it was slowing my computer and I just accidentally kicked my cat, so that's good.
Oh, no.
But yeah, no, it's fixed.
All right.
Sweet.
All right.
Welcome to the battle map.
Yeah, sorry, I was a little distracted just because that was annoying and I wanted...
Yeah, so while you were distracted, B2 died.
Oh, wow, I didn't think I was that
Just
distracted, but alright.
Robo heart attack. It honestly went pretty peacefully.
After his speech block, it was his heart.
Okay.
B2 has run out
Total
of
system
solium.
failure.
Yeah.
Just powered
Should have
down.
fed him some rats.
Alright, I guess I'll take over Garen
Okay.
then, and
So as you guys all stand here in this room, and besides Razir, who's watching this guy just walk by, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go take one of these bottles off this table and like break it on the ground to get him to investigate and come over.
Gotcha.
that's
Okay.
smart.
I was thinking before we did that, we could check like the chest over here, but Razir already broke the bottles.
Yeah, Razir walks over. Does that break your invisibility? Probably not, right? Yeah, okay.
It's greater invisibility, so I can attack if I
No,
want
it's
to.
regular invisibility.
Oh, that's right. He doesn't have greater.
Yeah, he doesn't have greater.
Oh,
And
that's
greater
right.
only lasts for a minute, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the guard turns around.
So
As
he made an attack roll against the table. Does that
I dropped a
item.
bottle.
Interaction.
The guard turns around and goes, huh? Looks over.
What goes
Who goes
My
there?
image- Must be my
Must have been the
imagination.
wind.
Thought I heard something.
Yeah.
Sees
what's
like
happening.
the bits of, I don't know where you broke the bottle, but he like sees bits of glass
Around
shards
the
kind of on
corner
ground.
so that it. I wanted to make it not in line of sight, so he'd have to come check out like
Gotcha.
why the bottle fell.
Okay.
If
So the momentary stasis, at least the second use of it, would have been gone in this instance, but he's not running, but he does walk over in this direction. He does not see anyone here, but is anybody doing anything in this moment, or are you going to wait for him to walk around the corner?
Waiting.
Do I guess I could throw a rock like just outside of the zone to make some sound.
I mean, he's already got the glass that he's heading for this
Yeah.
room. He's not stopping
He's
here.
heading
this is
into
just
that
this-
room.
Right.
I guess I'll let it happen now.
Okay. So he steps around the corner here, and it's just like, was Razir waiting inside
no, I wanted to break it and get out of his way.
and walk out of the way? Okay, so he walks over here. He goes back
Yeah.
turned to you. He's like looking down at the broken glass on the ground. It's like takes out he's got a lantern, hooded lantern that's kind of lighting up the area in front of him. Takes out his like a short sword or long sword, and like kind of like moves the glass pieces on the floor a bit. Is anybody doing anything in this moment?
Waiting.
He turns around after not seeing anything.
Garen, I think, would be ready at the door to run out and grab him to be able to drag him in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Same thing
I
as
would think
before.
so.
And you know what?
so when he-
I'll
when he
stand.
gets to, like, Here.
I stand over here, and if Garen isn't able to grapple him, try and throw rocks at him to drag him into the silence as well.
He
So
stands.
if he's from there, if he gets to like here.
Okay. He
Garen's
stands
easy to run out.
in this doorway and like looks at all of you, but obviously can't see you. He's looking like into that room, right? He's looking directly at you in your direction. He's just kind of like squinting, and then peeks his head out of this door and like looks to the left. Joe? Maury? And then, like, in full sight of all of you, he just like tiptoes out of this room like a little bit, like looks around, like looks like basically right at Razir, but like looking through him, and like walks over to the edge here.
Ooh, that's so tempting.
Yeah, Tim
Not a good
knows
idea.
this. Tim
Not a good
knows
idea.
this.
It's so tempting, but it's
Walks
not.
over the
How
edge.
high up is the
He looks
building?
down. It's like
like
70, 60,
70,
70,
right?
70 feet tall. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that fall could kill him, right?
76 damage.
Yeah, 76. Yeah.
Potentially could. He's gonna break something. If nothing else. But no, we don't want his body down there where somebody's gonna
Yeah.
stumble upon it. We want him in the hole with the other two.
He like looks down and then like looks into turns, looks into the other room where you guys are, and then he like looks back towards the central room, doesn't see anyone, runs over to the side here, puts his back up against the wall with his sword
No
and
sound right.
Oh, that's grab time.
up over here. He goes up against the wall, and then there's an arm that comes out and
And then-
grabs him.
Exactly.
Like a horror
exactly like
movie.
that. Yeah, he would have
Like he was trying to
Garen would
hide.
swap places with Black Star,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
I do
York
have to
came
say,
into the
Tim,
room
I
from
just
there.
noticed, but I love your T-shirt.
Oh, you can certainly try.
Yeah.
You just noticed, yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
You're pulling it down.
I'm like, oh, can you see it? No.
Let me pull it out of frame.
Tim's a little confused by directions.
A little bit. My camera is
Framing
flipped, so
isn't
left
his,
is right and right is left. So everything's
And up is down and down is up.
yeah, exactly. I think I can. I'm not gonna bother with that right now. Yeah, okay. So this would be another contested.
28.
Yeah, go ahead and beat a 28 there, guy.
He rolled a 16.
Yeah, he didn't even beat the low roll,
Let's see. Based on this,
which was a 7.
You didn't even need the advantage. You rolled 17.
Let me bring back up the. Oh, I didn't keep all the initiatives and everything because he was actually on the initiative order. I was just gonna.
Yeah, it
have
was just after Zender, between Zender and me and Luis.
Yep.
All right, so I think it's worth going through an entire round of initiative just for this one guard who does not have the power.
I mean, the previous one we just beat up in the hole. You didn't make us roll anything apart from dragging him.
Right, but there may be
We
instances
could make
like
a couple
this
attack rolls.
because there may or may not be a lot of these exact types of guards that you may be encountering later. So we're going to go ahead and just do it. So go ahead and let's just re-roll initiative on this. Select your oops.
Token.
Oh no, there we go. This is going to be a slog of a just combat encounter after combat encounter after combat encounter after combat encounter in this whole place. So we'll see how it goes.
Razir was not ready.
All right, so he's all the way at the bottom of the initiative order.
he got surprised.
Garen is up first. Go ahead and have him do what he's going to do. Grabs onto the guy who's like
Pulls him into the room.
Just backs him up the
Same
same as
thing.
before. Can you not move, Garen?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I
paused.
can. I just also that. I just didn't get to it.
Also
before you
that,
did.
yes.
Alright, fighting style. This man's. Well, first of all, he's getting a. Where is it? He's getting a D4 punch to the face for being grappled. And then.
More like a tickle with that 1 damage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then we got a 1 for a 22 to hit.
Yep. 17 points of damage.
That does 17 damage. A crit for 32 damage.
Golly.
So he's dead, right?
Nope.
Uh,
Almost. He's almost dead.
He has what? 2 left?
and then a 19. I almost crit him again for another 18 damage.
So he's dead, right?
He's
Garen
dead.
does so much
Garen
damage.
Garen grabs him,
Stupid.
pulls him inside, and go to sleep.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. That's
All right.
Oh,
Good
I
thing,
love
it's a good
Myth of
thing we all rolled
Barbarians.
initiative for that.
Yeah.
That's why I asked. Do you want us to just roll a couple attack rolls?
B2's like ready, and then just sees the body go limp, and he's just going to like, oh.
67 damage in one. I'm sorry, 68 damage in one turn.
That's great.
Oh.
Oh, but by the way, spoilers for Wedding Crasher. I critted with my rogue, and I did what, 130 something.
It was 132
Tim
or
mentioned
134
it.
damage.
Yeah.
Something like that,
Oh my
Mention that,
goodness.
That was so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Anyways.
Anyways,
On rogues and paladins are gross.
Yeah, insane.
So at this point, I think the zone of silence and the ability can be dropped.
All right.
okay. You're not like in the free and clear. There's still guards that are out on the walls that are
Yeah,
walking around, but you've
we're-
eliminated the main
We'll
threat on the
we'll
roof.
straighten up. We'll straighten up that room because it's only from like the lower sides of where the roof are that they can really see us. Because the walls are only like 40 feet up, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
So there's a
Yeah, so-
bit of a height thing. So as long as we're not near the edge, and it's
If we
not
stick to
point
the-
of
Mhm.
yeah, we'll stay out of the sight. So we'll straighten up that room, and then are we taking those 3 bodies with us? We're taking at least the backpack into the hole.
I mean, they're
Or,
no, they're not in the hole. One's in the hole, and that's it.
yeah,
One of
but
the
like we
guys.
could leave them. We could leave them up in the side of the room here, just
Okay.
piled up.
Put them in the chair so it
If
looks like they're just sleeping, you know?
Or we leave them in the hole in case anybody else comes up to the roof to see what's going on. Actually, oh right, I forgot about it. There's the ladder.
Do
over in
these
the bottom
telescopes
left.
look like they can be broken down?
I mean, they're
Not
they're
the big ones. Like this guy.
Oh, you mean like collapsed?
Yeah.
They do not look. Well, do you want to walk over and check?
I would like to sneak over and check. Blackstar goes, I'll be right back. Give me a second.
Okay. So as you walk over to them, make a stealth check.
That'll do.
Uh-huh. So you move over. How familiar would Blackstar be with telescopes?
Blackstar is a little familiar with a lot of things, and the most familiar with nonsense. So
Make an investigation check on the telescope,
I like
Oh,
the
no.
logic.
or this would be an intelligence. It doesn't matter. It's fine. 16. Yeah, they are not collapsible. They are permanent fixtures up here. I mean,
they fit in the hole?
They can be dismantled, but they're not like designed to be dismantled. I mean, they have bits and pieces that hold them together that you could take apart, but it's not like a quick like collapsible type
They're like
situation.
bolted in place on these roofs.
Correct.
Kind of thing. You'd have to wrench them out and
Mm-hmm. Take
Good thing we have a Garen.
just takes the bolts and undoes them by hand.
Yeah.
But if Blackstar has ever seen telescopes in his life, these all look of like the highest quality. They do look like they've have some serious wear and tear. Maybe they've not been used in a long time. They don't have any rust on them, but they have like just like a film of age, if you will, on them, whatever that means. like the mechanisms that used to turn various things look like they've not been used in maybe a century.
Blackstar comes back. Can we steal a telescope? I really want one of these.
I mean, maybe on our way out.
But we're not going to come back
stuck
up
to the
here.
roof. Well, before we get into that, there's still other fellas on the roof, right? I did mention it, but before the fighting started, there's the two scientists in the other rooms, opposite side of the roof. We should probably deal with them, so there's no one on this roof.
Then can we
do we
steal
wanna-
a telescope?
We can take a look at it real quick, but again, we don't want to be inside of those the guards on the walls.
So I did look at it. We can take it apart. I don't have any tools for it. That's not really what I'm good at, but I mean, you know.
Yeah, me neither.
I really want one of these things.
Yeah.
What
you want a lot of
purpose
things.
would it serve you?
Well, B2, let me tell you a story about when we first arrived at Sayor. Okay, there was a small creature who I might have bullied just a little bit, tried to steal some things, wasn't very, sneaky about it. We just come off a ship. I was too excited, too, agitated, like wanted to get my fingers on something, and I upset him. But before I did that, he told me that he had come here to see some sort of star alignments, but he needed a telescope. He wanted to see the sagacious circuit. His name was Gerald, and I don't know. I feel like I should steal one of these for him.
I think that is a very good reason to steal one of these.
Thanks. Yeah, I don't always steal for a bad reason. In fact, most of the time it's good.
Louise, you look
Yeah.
over and you happen to notice that one of these scientists that Razir had described to you seems to be like hiding around the side of the central room, not inside the room, on the outside of the room, and is like just peeking around the corner and seems to be just looking at you guys and whoever is standing on the outside of this, like, watched Blackstar walk over to the telescope, walk back,
He
and then
saw
have
me?
this conversation.
I mean, to exit, yes.
might
Whether
see
or
me
not,
now.
maybe right, sees you walking back. You don't know this. Louise sees this person
Oh,
peeking
right.
around the corner, and
Reed sees everything.
and here is like trying to like listen to what's being said by Blackstar, but isn't making any motions. Doesn't see you see them.
Yeah, I'll go over tap Blackstar and Razir and just tell them, guys, just point over there. We have a friend. Not look directly there, just like point over there. We have a spectator, one of the scientists.
Without being obvious, can I spot him?
You kind of just like quickly kind of like look around, like not just nonchalantly, like whatever.
The guy
I do some
behind you
gesturing.
cute.
I'm like this.
Ugh.
So it is dark out, and this person is not
Trying to swat a fly.
holding a lantern, but is looking directly in your direction. Everybody here has dark vision except for B2, I believe.
B2,
right? What you see is just like a female elf with like silver hair, kind of tied up in a ponytail, and some basic robes on, kind of clutching a book in front of her, and just kind of like has one hand on the side of the wall and is just looking on it diagonally, just catch the side of her head out of your periphery.
Okay. Seeing her, can I hold person?
What's the range on hold person?
60 feet.
60.
Yep, you can. What's the
Yeah.
17 wisdom.
That's a 4.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
She does get to repeat it at the end of every turn, so it'd be like every couple seconds.
So you cast this, and there's like a, well, you don't hear anything. She just
She's held. Grab her.
you see her eyes go
Doesn't
wide.
show for Garen.
Do you guys all
Yeah.
rush over, or
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I can't move, but B2.
Quietly.
you can't move?
Yeah, it says. Oh, there we go.
So the token doesn't reflect what this person looks like, but I just was using some generic tokens for these scientists up here.
Oh, well, I guess B2 actually can't because he can't see who we're talking about. So.
I say, come on, B2, and I grab him.
Okay.
Pull them along.
And
Yeah, B2 is just
doesn't
in
she have a
the
lantern?
pitch black. She does not have a lantern now.
Oh, alright. I thought you said she had a lantern. Sorry.
No. I said she was not holding a lantern. Despite the fact
Oh.
that she's not holding a lantern, looks like she can see you perfectly well. Yeah, elven woman, probably in elven years, middle-aged, maybe a little bit on the younger side, but has that silver hair kind of pulled back and has kind of a stern, like chiseled look to her jaw, and which is not what you've come to expect from the chainless scientists. Seem to be mostly humans. There haven't been any half-elves or elves or any other races that you've found thus far having dealt with the chainless scientists, but kind of holds her book, and I believe she can't talk because you have hold person on her. But as you approach, what do you do?
What? Should we pull her somewhere? And I'm speaking quiet. Should we move her?
We should move into a better hiding spot.
What does hold person say that it does? Because
It paralyzes
Incapacitates,
them.
They can't move. Yeah, it's paralyzed. Can't speak.
it's paralyzed. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I
Can't move or speak.
yeah. Paralyzed. Gotcha. All right. Yeah.
Pull out a piece of rag and pull it into her mouth and give her a gag.
Just a little bit of a grunt. start to do that, and then you take her and start to move her away from that spot. Okay, she's gonna try and on her turn try and break out of the. She's gonna make another saving throw to try and resist the whole person.
Yeah.
Would
Save.
B2
That's
would have grappled her at this point?
It's
Or-
another.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
you
another.
said
It's another 4. So she's doing really good.
Just as a backup, though, B2 is like grasping on her to help move her.
Gotcha. I think she automatically would fail the save. She doesn't get to. So you're just grappling her at this point. Movement
it's
0.
Dex save. Oh, strength and dex saving throws.
Yep.
It's a check.
Brazier, where was the other one? Which one is? Did you know which room this one was in?
I believe this is the one I was talking about that was being all squirrely in the west side.
Oh,
To my right
perfect.
as I came in.
Should Louise?
The
Should
other
we?
one.
You want to watch out for the other guy?
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
also keeping an eye. That's why I moved
just,
over to that side
Oh yeah, we
to
can move.
look past those big canisters towards the other room.
That's good. So you do actually see the other one, who was also female, looks like human, middle-aged, or younger woman, walk out and kind of like look in your direction. Does not have a lantern, can't see you because does not have dark vision, and there is some light coming from those rooms, but it's not enough to eliminate where you're standing. So like looks in your direction and just like hesitantly looks like super nervous because like maybe doesn't see the guards moving around and kind of looks. Hello?
Blackstar will disguise self to look like one of the guards. Because remember, I'd asked specifically like have their general appearance in case.
Okay, sure,
He did.
So I will just look like not the backpack guy, one of the regular guys,
sure.
and just kind of
Do you walk?
stroll up,
Yeah.
not super close, but like and like just like wave a little bit. All's quiet, Mum.
Make a deception check.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh yeah, so bad.
I can't.
That's so
no.
dumb. 31.
Plus
This is
14.
this is the other the scientist who's not held, right? So she walks out, kind of
Yep.
looks to you, walk out of the shadows, and say this. Oh, okay. Leora, have you seen Leora? Talking to Blackstar.
Speaking with the captain, Mum.
She went down. Oh, all right. All right. And then turns around after like standing there for like maybe 5 or 6 more seconds, kind of like looking nervously, like doesn't understand It's just you, which is one of the other guards, but doesn't see the others. Anyways, turns around, walks back into her room, and goes over to her desk. That's
Blackstar
it.
comes back. Still looks like the guard. All clear, mates.
B2 gets confused. Yes.
Right,
E2's voice box is back.
Oh, that's true.
Um,
I can talk again.
your major
Like a
illusion was
Power
dropped a while
Ranger?
ago, right?
So what?
It's
You're-
an hour durations.
But it's not a concentration, right?
For
It is.
So then you'd be concentrating on disguise self,
It's-
or is that not concentration?
Not concentration, I believe.
Are you just at will? Okay,
the guy
gotcha.
self is not concentration. No,
Gotcha.
then it's
Yeah.
full.
Okay. So that's still
like a Power Ranger, just my face comes out, like a burst of flame comes down. It's me, B2. Don't worry. And then, similar to Iron Man, just comes back around the front.
I
love
like it.
That's so good. Okay. I'm going to move the tokens. You guys, I'm assuming, drag her back into the room that you guys were standing in previously, right? So bring her back over.
Yeah.
I'm going to give her one more saving throw just on the whole person. Obviously, she's grappled by B2, and she's never going to beat B2 on the grapple, but just in case maybe she can say something or scream, I'm just going to make one
Look at
more.
her mouth.
You have a gag in her mouth. I'm still going to make the saving throw.
Yeah.
That's a nat 20 for a 22.
Ooh.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Silvery
wiggling.
barbs!
No way. No way. Are you serious?
I have it
Really?
now. Yes.
He just wants to use it. New toy.
And the
Silvery
next roll,
bar.
nat 20, nat 1. On the
Wow.
And I'll give
Yeah.
my advantage to Black Stars.
Thanks.
All right, so you guys all settle into back into this room. I'm assuming you walk
Oh my
inside,
God.
so you're out of the.
That 20 and that one is so good.
I'm out. Don't worry,
Yeah.
I'll move Black Star's token. It's fine.
Oh, well, I was gonna say Black Star's gonna kind of do like we.
I'm gonna do my
Go in.
own thing.
All right, I'm gonna do like fake patrols out here, and then I'm gonna like walk, and whenever I cross around, I'll disguise self to be one of the other guards, so it looks like there's more than one guard out there. In case
Oh, that's cool.
That's amazing. I love it.
Heist mode, baby.
All right, so I'm gonna put you back out
Yeah.
in the. Oh, I'll just put you like over here, so you're not
All
privy
right,
to
boys.
this conversation that's happening.
No.
I would like you to make just a general that's going to cover all of your rounds as the three guards. Just a general performance check.
You have advantage on the first.
I haven't,
one.
but thank God, because that was trash. It
You
was-
got a 16 off a 2.
The next one's better.
It's trash.
That's so ridiculous.
You got a passing roll off of a 2.
You like change your voice each time you're a different one of the guards as you're
Oh yeah,
walking
and
around.
there's the Liverpool baby, and then there's the.
Don't forget the
hey,
ugly
how's
guy.
it going? Huh?
Don't forget the really ugly guy that I gave you the description
Yeah.
of.
Oh yeah, the ugly dude. He's the high pitched. Hey, yeah.
Oh my god!
Wait.
He had the
So,
he had the peach fuzz on his
Yeah.
his.
So
Yeah,
he
still
was
going
2
a
days
little too
away from
fat.
retirement, but he still has a voice crack.
Exactly.
That's just how his voice is.
That guy
Yeah.
lost genetic lottery like a
He-
billion
yeah.
times.
He did.
Yeah.
And then the third guy
Okay.
just sounds like, "Ma'am, good evening." Just a regular guy.
Mhm.
Must have been the wind.
So Black Star is
forget
not
those.
privy to this conversation, which who knows how long it'll last. But
right.
so
Gotta go pee on my butt anyway.
sure. B2, you have her grappled from behind. Basically, you just kind of are you just holding her in place? Are you like
Yeah.
you're not? Are you trying to? I know B2, but I'm going to ask the question anyways. Is B2 like trying to hurt her in any way, or just trying to
No.
keep her? Okay.
Absolutely not. B2. It's probably one of the nicest kidnappings a person could suffer because B2's like, please be
This-
careful. I don't want to hurt you. Like he's trying very hard to like, which
being very
which maybe
gentle with
probably
it.
makes him
Come
a
this
little
way,
more
please.
intimidating. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
Don't
if a
move.
giant
metal
robot-
man just says, "I don't want to hurt you."
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
But like moves the chair out of the way to move her instead of moving her with the chair. You know.
how long does hold
Mhm.
person last for? Is it a minute?
I think so.
Let me see.
So can I check
Sounds
on
correct.
Black Stars?
One person, last 1 minute. Yes.
1 minute.
No.
Okay. So she has a couple more chances to try and break free of it, but you have her now in your possession, and she's gagged. She's just kind of like, she's not shuddering, but she's just kind of like looking up at the ceiling. And I mean, I'm just gonna flavor it that her eyes can move around. So she kind of like, her eyes dart to each of you. She doesn't look afraid. In fact, after she like looks each one of you like up and down, her eyes kind of go wide for a second, like with realization, and then she slacks a little bit, like she's not trying to resist against B2's hold on her. What do you do?
All right, bring it in the hole. We can talk in there.
Please step kindly into the hole. We
She
have
does look.
questions.
She does look a little bit surprised. She goes over to the precipice of this gaping black hole in the ground, and you're just like, you say this to her, and she's just like, and then you just down. All right, who's down in the hole? Everybody's just crowding down in the hole with her.
Xander would definitely want to.
Yeah.
I would probably go in. B2
Yeah,
would go in.
yeah, I'd stay out
then
to keep watch.
Louise and Garen would keep watch, probably, yeah. And then Black Star's doing the rounds. So
Louise
myself,
and Garen are
Razier-
out.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
Razier,
People that
Xander.
People that are on the outside cannot hear what's going on the inside, so it is just B2, Xander, and Razier having this conversation, whatever takes place.
Yep.
Blackstar doesn't know to relinquish hold person on her, so do you wait the
By the time
remainder
we
of the
get-
minute?
By the time we get her in the hole and sat down on a rug and the bodies moved out of the pummeled bodies moved out of the way.
I actually love that visual like so much. She's like, B2 like sits her down and she just like sits on one of the rugs, and I just imagine Razier just like wiping off his pants. I don't know why his pants are dirty, but just wiping off, sits down across from her, and she just B2 like, she doesn't seem like she's struggling at all, like as though you could just let her go if you want, just release her. She
Right.
sits there.
B2,
Eventually,
keep a hand on her at least, but you can go ahead and take that gag out of her mouth.
Okay, and so B2 does that, and a little confused by keep a hand on her, he just puts a hand on the top of her head, just like, but like just not palming it even, just kind of just gently resting there, just like very literal, like.
Yep.
Good
Okay.
enough.
Pulls the gag down, and the whole person spell goes away. I would like Louise and Garen to please make perception checks. As much as I know you have a 28 passive perception, I'm still asking for a perception check from you, please. Oh,
I see.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, you might as well roll it for Garen as well, just to see. 24.
Not bad.
Wow. Still pretty good.
They are
Yeah.
on watch.
They are on watch. Okay. As this is happening, I know this is quick, but what does actually happen? The roof itself is made of like these. You don't know if it's like stone or metal, but it's this hard material that looks like it has almost like rivets in it that are keeping everything together. Definitely different technology and architecture than you've seen pretty much anywhere else, except for the ships or the puddle jumper and so forth that you've encountered thus far. But in between what very tiny cracks there are in them, you see like right outside of the room where you're standing, kind of like peeking around the corner, keeping an eye on everything, this little vine like grows up and out of it, just this like maybe like 5 inches above, and the vine like sticks up and like looks almost like a not a stethoscope, what's the thing that what's the periscope, almost like it sticks up and like looks around a little bit, but doesn't look mechanical at all. It's a vine and looks like it's looking at something, and then like looks over in your direction and then sucks back into the in between the. I mean, it's like an eighth of an inch, if that, of a crack in between the panels that are there. Not even like a 16th of an inch. And then right next to your foot, it pops up again, but doesn't look as though it's pointing in your direction, and then it moves like it's following where the grates are and moves in like these lines over to where the portable hole is, and it like elongates slightly to the point where it gets to be maybe about 2-3 feet long. It gets over to the hole. It looks like the vine is I'll give you a time to react in this moment. It does not. Make an insight check.
Oh, yeah. Inside over here.
Mash the vibes of
19. Something emanates from... I know that I've only just given you the description of this, but something emanates from this that tells you that this, whatever it is not hostile. You're not sure why, but something in the back of your mind is like, this thing's kind of cute. That's the vibe you get from it. And then the vine like
That's
sits
the vibe
at
I get from the vine.
from the vine. The vine kind of like curls up, and you see a couple of leaves kind of sprout off the sides of it, and then like turn into branches, and then the leaves themselves kind of sprout almost like they have fingers a little tiny bit, and it almost begins to look like a little lizard, but it's still emanating from in between the cracks in the floor, which is the ceiling, or the roof rather, and like the vine like sticks the tip of the vine into the portable hole a little bit, almost like there's no face or eyes or anything, but it looks like almost like the head of a lizard poking its head inside of the portable hole. Now we'll go back. This all happens in the span of 12 seconds. Back inside the portable hole, the gag comes down. All right. And who are you?
I am B2.
well,
He's still standing with your hand,
Yeah.
like on her head. She like can't move it. She just kind of like moves her eyes up to look in your direction. B2, pleasure to make your acquaintance. I would ask you if you're friend or foe, but you've already dispatched seemingly members of those who I've called my acquaintances recently.
yeah,
And you've not outright killed me.
not yet. But off
Well.
the table, you want to tell us who you are and what you do here?
Well, I'm called Leora. Leora Nightshade. And I'm very interested and somewhat perplexed as to why it is that you have found yourselves on my roof this morning.
Well, let's just say we ain't friends of the Chainless. Put it simply.
Ain't friends of the Chainless come to make a lot of hullabaloo and one of the most prestigious chainless bases around, especially within several hundred miles.
Yeah, y'all look quite far out here.
I can only assume that you have some kind of greater purpose in coming here.
Got a few things on our checklist, yeah.
You're either incredibly foolish and perhaps downright stupid, or you're actually powerful enough to do what you've come here to do. So
I'd say probably a bit of both.
I'm sure Xander would have more to say at this point, but he's
Yeah.
not here. He's not here. So
No, he's still sleepy.
What do you
Got up
research?
early.
Like, what are you trying to find out with all these telescopes? Like, what are you even doing here at this base? What kind of research and experiments do you do?
well,
Like he's here.
welcome to Anaria's Watch, I suppose. If you're opposed to the Chainless, are you affiliated with anyone else?
Yes and no, kinda. We're self-motivated for now, at least.
Right.
Perhaps adjacent to some others, but we got our reasons for being here.
I have my reasons
You know,
for
you
being
got a
here
lot
as
of
well.
questions for someone who's captured. I can respect that.
I haven't made any attempts at harming you as of yet.
No, you haven't. Which, yeah. So, you say that these chainless fellas are acquaintances of yours. How much weight does that carry? How involved are you in things around here?
Oh, I'm very
You
involved.
wouldn't be necessarily. Right. Of course you are. Want to share what you do, or
Well, I'm
that
one of
secret?
the chainless would like to think it's secret, but I do research. I'm a scientist.
Very,
And you all-
very enlightening.
What are you like? Are you experimenting on something? Are you?
Well, I imagine that you see the spiders that are up there and that are currently spinning their webs so that we may harness the arcane solar energies that are available to us, which are powering this keep. Storing the energy. We're researching how the people of old times used to do something very similar to power their homes, and we're trying to accelerate that growth as the production of webs from the spiders, they become nervous and aren't able to produce as much, and so we're trying to figure out a way to coerce them to produce faster so that we're not deemed useless by the chainless.
Right.
Among other things.
How about your y'all's research into portals and such? How's that going?
What do you know about portals?
Much as the next adventure. Get you from
Well.
point A to point B.
Well, you've made it this far, so I'm assuming you've seen one or two.
Yeah,
They
they're
exist.
kind of
My,
happening elsewhere across the aisles.
my specialty does not lie with portals. My specialty lies with arcane power generation and its ability to be harnessed and kept in a safe environment so that we don't blow ourselves to the next life. The containers
Right.
can be very volatile, depending on how they're kept, whether they're converted into one type of arcane power or the other. But
Now, you seemed a bit on edge even before we started doing anything here. Caught you scribbling something down. You seem like the type that's not wholly on board with other things that might be going on around here.
well,
But that's just a quick little vibe I get.
you must be a very quickly insightful individual. I was afraid that my notations of recent events may be discovered. So,
Well,
if
want to
if
share
I
with
had
that, what
if
that
I
was? Or?
had any general sense as to whether or not your allegiances lied in one particular direction or another, I may be more welcome to share how I actually feel about things. But as it is, I may just accept my fate and die at the hands of some random ruffians who decided to attack a very powerful chainless base out in the middle of the Radaleth Isle jungles.
Yeah, that might just be what ends up happening, do you? But man, I wish Xander was here for this.
Uh-huh.
I wish he was here for actual talking.
When you say storing arcane power, would that be something like storing power in a metal body? Like myself?
It could. It depends on what the device is intended to accept. There's two main forms of arcane energy, but it's a lot to explain, but the most common one is called solium, and the other is something we've only recently discovered, which solium can be converted into a much more stable means of keeping energy, and we're trying to make there be a means of faster conversion, as it takes a very long time to convert solium into this other form, which we've not named yet. It's just an arcane energy source. And so those canisters that I'm sure you saw out there are all filled with solium, and the ones in the center, which are these pedestals designed to hold some kind of spherical power source. We've tried to create something that can actually hold the power. But at the rate that we have now, it just takes a long time to make that transfer over. So I don't know if it really answers your question, but...
Are you the one who created solium? Or
Oh, no.
have you just stumbled upon it?
Oh, solium was brought to us ages ago. Or the concept of solium. And its harvesting and keeping was brought to us a very long time ago. It's not something I created, but I'm trying to expand on and learn on. I'm very interested in all of those things.
B2, hearing this person talk is like his hand starts to shake, and he actually pulls his hand off of her, and it's like kind of compulsing, and he's just kind of, he like puts it behind, and he goes, how long have you been working with solium? You personally?
B2 can make a persuasion check, and I will give B2 advantage because of the relatively pleasant way that, although Razir keeps basically threatening to kill her, it's
Very on brand for Razir.
yeah. He like puts it, Razir gets his hand ready, like, ooh. I'm gonna suck the life out of you. I'm gonna get you. 13 with advantage.
Oh, whoops. Let's do that again.
Chris, did you get a haircut?
I did. The man bun is gone.
Awesome.
Oh,
Much better. 20.
So
30, 20. Nice. Well, I've always been interested in the arcane things, and since I was assigned here, brought on by the Chainless and signed on, I was transferred here maybe a few months ago, about 2 or 3 months, and so I'm a quick learner, and decided that I was going to further their efforts, our efforts in learning these things, and made quite a bit of progress. There's quite the grand library available within Anaria's Watch, and I've been availing myself of those books so that I may learn more.
I see. And in that moment, B2 will straighten back up and put his hand back on. I apologize. You, for some reason, reminded me of someone. And kind of like looks back at Razir to be like, thumbs up, like you can take back charge. Well, kind of. But you were saying something.
With like lightning quick speed, Razir, you kind of look up, and people that are inside can clearly see outside, whereas it's opaque the other way around. You see this little vine kind of snake its way down, like lightning fast, and like right over B2's shoulder and down his arm, and like goes right next to it. And I'll give you a reaction to do something if you'd like, but it like rests right next to Leora's head, and she just like turns and looks. Not now, Vespa. And are you gonna do anything in that moment?
If I saw it in time, as soon as it was starting to come in, I would have went to grab it. 'Cause I don't know what that thing is.
It just looks like a green vine, just like lightning fast downwards. Okay, you rush over. Oh, it's not B2. You know, you B2. See this thing just like down your shoulder, down your arm. It's like a snake coming down. So all in the same moment, she turns and goes, "Not now, Vespa." As Razir rushes over to grab onto the thing, and she goes to stand up but can't because B2 is still holding her down, sitting down, has the hand on her head. The vine like retracts like super quick up. I will have you. You're gonna try and grab onto it. You want to try and grapple this entity?
Grab it with one hand, and I want to have my gun pointed like pushed into her chest in the same motion.
Wow.
Just to get her to sit still.
All right.
What do you want from that?
Make a just be a dexterity check. Just a straight dexterity check.
Like that, 19.
For
Evening, Mom.
For Vesper, evening Mom. That's so good. Where do I have this? Ooh. You pull your gun out and put it right up against her chest or her stomach or wherever it was you were going to have it. But you are not quite fast enough to grab onto this vine as it's like a whip outwards out of the portable hole. Louise, still amazed up above as this thing is like a snake that's being conjured or whatever. I can't remember the word I'm looking for, but it kind of snaps back and almost like a noodle being slurped up into somebody's mouth, just back down and through the crack in the floor. It rolled really high on it. super high. Anyways. Oh, that's just friendly companion named Vespa. Very helpful. And an original denizen of Anaria's Watch that I've made friends with over the time I've been here. Not too happy with the Chainless's presence either. Apparently, an old friend of Jupiter Keepdown's. Personal pet, was so I'm told. Vesper himself told me. Very lithe and quick. In his own special way. Doesn't actually talk.
Right. I'll hold the gun back and mime, like uncocking it and putting it back.
Uh-huh. So.
Right.
And B2 had rolled a 20 on persuasion, and that was for the kind of how long she's been working on this. Look.
Yep.
It seems like you have something you're looking to accomplish here. You're not quite wanting to tell me what it is. There's a small possibility I may be willing to help you, but I'm also kind of working on something here myself that's a little bit on the down low that I'm not really trying to let get out. And while my life is on the line and I have a greater purpose here than probably all of you combined, I'm the conversation as to whether or not I live or die is really less important than whether or not we can establish some kind of friendship, as it were.
I get the sense you truly do not care about the Chainless. That they are more an opportunity for your research.
Well, and she looks up. Can anyone hear us right now? I've never been in one of these extra-dimensional pocket type situations.
You can scream your little head off and nobody'd hear you.
Right. Well, then I'll just come right out and tell you, because you are not working with the Chainless, otherwise you'd be professing them to the ends of the earth, so I'll just come right out with it then. I haven't lied about my name. My name is Leora Nightshade, but I'm a member of the Rebellion. And I've been stationed here undercover as a scientist of theirs, and I've been working here for about 3 months. I am genuinely a scientist, but I haven't actually worked on this incredible technology that they've stumbled upon until recently, until I arrived. And I became incredibly interested and have been researching, but not for them, obviously. So, that's what I'm doing here. And I would prefer to keep it that way. If you're going to come in here and clear out all of the chainless, then that makes my job much, much easier. If you're here to steal something, well, then I may be able to help you with that endeavor, but I can't risk being caught.
Rebellion? What rebellion are you talking about?
Exactly.
Like, what are you rebelling against?
Make a deception check.
Not bad. 18.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a 20. I'm just gonna roll a 20 to see if B2 is catching on what we're doing. I'm gonna do an intelligence check.
Okay.
Have we told B2 and Garrett that we're working with the rebellion yet?
I mean,
think so.
we've used the sending
We've
stone
used the
while they were
stone
with
to talk to
us.
somebody.
We talked,
But have
yeah,
we, like,
and we talked about
told them?
stuff with Garen, where we go after taking out. I feel like we.
Yeah, because
Okay, yeah.
we found out that the rebellion moved, and then I think that's when you guys were like, "Hey,
Okay, yeah, that's right. That
we're
did
working
happen.
with
I
the
forgot about that.
rebellion," and so
Yeah.
okay, I rolled an 8 on intelligence. So I'm sorry, but like to me, B2 doesn't pick this stuff up. So B2 goes,
Yeah.
"Aren't we working for the rebellion?"
you get a death glare from Revere. Just darts, eyes dart at him, and
Oh! Perfect timing.
oh, thank goodness you're here.
This guy's here. Perfect
Perfect.
timing.
You're the person that needed to show up. This is fantastic.
I gotta take a phone
Xander
call.
needs to-
I'll still be able to
Guys.
hear, but I'm gonna turn my audio and
Okay.
stuff off.
I went to Applebee's, and
Uh-oh.
they had the Breaking Bad margarita.
So you
Naturally.
had 6 of them,
No, I ordered one. Okay.
and they brought you 4.
They bring you an empty martini glass with a shaker. You get a full
Yeah, that's
shaker of this
Pretty
drink.
standard.
Today
I can
I've
see
had-
and hear that you've had more than one margarita.
I-
He's barely in frame,
Yeah.
using the desk to keep upright.
yeah, and you know, today's been a rough day. I got the Costa Rica flag behind me, but we lost our game today. And you know what? I'm gonna cast Fireball.
No.
You should,
You're in the
you
hole,
should, you
not
should
the
really
rug.
not. You're in the portable hole
You
right
really
now.
shouldn't.
You should not cast Fireball.
All right. Okay.
We're definitely not in combat. All right, quick recap to catch you up. We started with the second guard grappled. He got beaten up mercilessly.
Right.
did some damage.
Got a couple attacks off with his laser sword on Garen, but Garen's fine. Got beaten up mercilessly. We managed to get the third guy, knock him in the head as well, / kill him. I don't know if we were being non-lethal. We didn't mention it. We go and see one of the scientists, the elf lady, is kind of watching. She caught on something was going on and came over and was watching. We grab her, get her in the portable hole. The other one was starting to be suspicious. Black Star did disguise self, tricked them with a crazy deception roll that everything was okay. They're back off in their other little tower spot. Black Star's doing patrols in disguise self as the 3 different guards. Louise and Garen are on watch outside the hole. Inside the hole, Razir, Xander, and B2 are talking with this elf scientist. And she is talking about how she has been working on energy. It's basically solar energy, but like magic, trying to imitate Solium in some capacity, and has just revealed to us that she is a
literally
member of
just.
the rebellion. The sentence
she
before you
what?
got here revealed that she is an undercover agent of the rebellion, still actually a scientist working on this stuff, but is works for the rebellion and is
Insight
undercover
check.
here.
Yes.
We were about to get to that. Yeah. I was also.
We had the whole. We're like we
that.
wish Xander was here for this conversation. A 7. I mean,
Oh, terrible. I have
A
a 13
13.
actually.
Not the start
no,
you ever
no,
want.
knowledge of a past life.
Not a 13. I have an 18.
18.
Yeah.
She, thus far, from what you can tell, she's been telling the truth. She's not saying-
and I made also. I started off saying fibbing. Like
Flibbing.
saying, "What rebellion? What are you flibbing? What rebellion? What are you rebelling against?" And then B2 did the clueless thing of like, "Don't we work with the rebellion?" You got a death glare from Brazier, and then you showed up.
Oh,
So you
and,
caught up.
and, and there's
Regular
random,
glare from
there's a
Berserk.
random vine that had tried to
Oh, right.
come down
Named
the
Vespa.
portable hole.
Okay.
Yeah, there's apparently some kind of plant creature that's an original denizen of this place, a pet of sorts to Jupiter Keepdown. So, like, it also not a fan of the Chainless, but has been befriended this elf lady named Leora Nightshade.
Okay, I was just about to ask, do we have her name so I could mention it over the stone once we get a chance? So her name is Leora Nightshade?
Yes.
Right. Well, you sound like you're telling the truth about work for the rebellion.
You said no one can hear what I'm saying.
Yeah. Look, you sound sincere, and from the vibes we were getting and the way you've been acting, those pieces fall into place. As far as you trusting us and speaking of allegiances and such, those we're working parallel to, I mentioned, the rebellion's one of them groups. We are adjacent to them, working with, not for, but freelance kind of situation.
Glances up at B2 as you're saying this, like you're still holding her head, but she just like moves her eyes and looks up towards you. Working with the rebellion, you say? So, Garrett Yona Zion did not send you on a rescue mission for one of his undercover members, then? You're not here to free me and allow me to do my work free of infiltration and probing of the Chainless?
Well,
it's
kind of, it's not too far off from what we're actually here.
Not at all. Nope, we are here to destroy the place.
We're here to kind of tear this place up, and I was just about to ask, what would that mean for you and your work? I'm really interested in what you're actually doing here, and I don't want that to fall to the wayside.
Well, there's an incredible amount of very valuable information, as I mentioned earlier, which Jason was not here for. There's an incredible ancient archive, which was gifted to Jupiter Keepdown, a library with many books of great value, information that would have been lost to the ages on most of Novus. This is one of the only remaining locations, and somehow the Chainless have managed not to destroy all of it, only some of it. And so I've been availing myself of it, and if you look to be some kind of wizardry, magic-associated, adjacent type person, so are you interested in such things?
Oh no, I'm very interested. I mean, the fact that you're able to turn, from what I understand, it's something like a sun energy, a solar energy, into some kind of magic capable energy is incredible. I think that's research that needs to continue.
I think you may have been a bit cloudy earlier when I was explaining it, is that the spiders, the silk is being woven into these panels that are being placed on the roof, and that's harvesting solar energy and being converted into arcane magic and stored as either solium or this other kind of new energy that we've recently worked on and discovered, and we're trying to convert solium into this other more sustainable and easier kept material. We haven't found a name for it yet, just some kind of battery arcane powered source.
Is the newer energy more efficient as well?
It's not only more efficient, but it holds indefinitely, which Solium does not.
Oh, Solium has a half-life.
It does.
B2 looks at his chest.
But it seems as though our predecessors from many ages ago converted many sources of Solium into this new form of energy, which only we've recently discovered amongst the archives of this very location, and have begun to research and see how we may implement it into what we're doing. The Chainless as a whole, where there is power generated, is all been exclusively Solium for a number of years now at this point. And so this is quite the big breakthrough, but I've managed to keep it secret from them. They understand that there's something else other than Solium, but don't know what it is or how to use it. I've been tasked with trying to accomplish this, but I've only been here for 3 months. So it's everything's progressing quite rapidly, and I couldn't tell you everything about it because I'm just still researching it myself. But the breakthrough that she motions towards Razir, that I'd found was exactly what that conversion rate is. And that was why I was nervous about being discovered, because if they find out that I've discovered it, then I'm no longer necessary. Although, to some extent I am, but I think you know what I mean. My purpose was to find that conversion, and I've done that, but the efficiency of it is going to be the problem for them.
Now, if this is my last question. If we are to destroy the base today, what does that mean for your research moving forward? Do you think the rebellion has the resources necessary?
I do not think that you should destroy the base at all. If you were to destroy those residing within it, that's one thing, although that's quite the tall task. There's quite a few of them here, with many powerful weaponry and magics of all kinds. But don't destroy the actual structure. There's far too much history here, and far too much at risk. If you were to, let's say, set off some kind of localized explosion, I mean, it could be like a nuclear bomb going off here that would remove half the continent, or the island, rather. So I'd recommend not. You could eliminate and blow up some of it, but you have to be careful, and I'd want to send Vesper along to keep an eye on you, assuming you're going to release me.
People, not the place, and yeah, if you're with the rebellion, we ain't got no reason to hold you. What about the other fella up here on the roof, the other scientist?
She is...
Stay with you, or...?
No, I'm the only one here. She is genuinely... She was assigned to me as an apprentice. She's spotty at best with her knowledge, and seems a bit too skittish for my liking, but... I mean, all of the younger individuals who are assigned as scientists to work under the Chainless in a heavily militarized base like this are always skittish, so she could probably be scared off easily enough. Although I don't think she would survive the 70-foot jump.
Right. It's also a bit of a loose end, so we'll deal with her as needed.
Oh.
Right. Anyone else here? Putting the science stuff aside, what do you know of the Chainless here? How many of them are there? Are there any others we need to keep an eye out for that are undercover like you, or is it just you here?
It's just me, myself, and I, and Vesper. It's Vesper, by the way. Vesper.
Sure.
He's quite the help. Yes.
Do you think that it would be helpful if another person had the conversion rate?
What I was
in
intending.
the off chance that something goes awry, something happens here, even if the intent is to bring it back to the head of the rebellion, do you think that it would be helpful for another person to have the conversion rate, this formula for converting Solium into this more efficient kind of energy?
Make a persuasion check.
Also, like, do you need
You're
to
never gonna believe
unplug
this.
and plug your mic back in or something? Because
He's been having that problem since last time.
Okay.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
It's still.
Man,
It's a little better.
I also had Coda's sheet open, so.
Oh yeah, you rolled. Your insight check was actually made with Coda. That's so funny. I
Was
just
it?
realized. Yeah.
Yeah, I just realized that too. Because, I mean, it wouldn't have been much better. It would have been a 10, but it didn't really make a difference.
Yeah.
Persuasion. +1. Here we go, lads. 15? 15?
Bad.
I would give this to those who I could trust, but also not unless they were ones who would be able to understand my writings. I could verbally communicate it to you, but I do have it written down here in my journal. I intend on surviving this and eventually getting back to Garrett.
Surviving it as well.
This information will be crucial when Garrett makes his push on the chainless base within the Genesis Caldera, as he will need it to, because they're using. That's a long story. That's a story for another time. I could give it to you. What basis do you feel that you have the right or the understanding that I would be able to give this to you? Why should I give it to you?
It's on no basis at all other than the preservation of information. I believe that there are a lot of things in this world that have been lost to history, and if this is as significant of a breakthrough as you seem to believe it is, if anything were to go wrong, whether it's now or if you're on your way back from here to go and see Garrett and things go wrong and you don't end up making it, we need to try and preserve this information regardless of life. That's just the way that history needs to be preserved. And if that's what it takes, if the sharing of information needs to be between you and I to ensure that this makes it back to the people that it needs to make it back to, then I think that's what's necessary.
When did we last use the sending stones? Did we
Last night,
check
not
in?
today.
Yeah, it was like
It wasn't this
before we even got to the lake, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
okay.
should be
So
good
we're
by now.
Yeah.
Where
Right.
did you-
Also, if you let him know, depending on how wordy you get with it, probably let Garrett know, like, right now.
Yeah, that's true too.
I haven't.
Also, that would give us a chance to confirm that you are a member.
By all means, my sending stone was discovered, and I played it off as something I'd found while doing my research, and it was confiscated, as that's not something that's allowed, as they don't want important information getting outside, whether to other family members or not. The chainless are all brainwashed, but even while being brainwashed, there's information that could leak to the outside, like the location of the space, and so it's not allowed to be kept. So it was removed from me. So,
Well,
by all means,
like I said, if it's not too wordy, let the boy know, and we'll check in with good old Garrett.
so
Let him know we found you, what that conversion rate is, and get a confirmation.
has
on
B2 released
your allegiance.
the hand from her head?
Yeah, I think at this point, really realizing that the conversation has turned friendly, he's actually kind of stepped off to the side to kind of just like pump his chest to make sure his solium doesn't run out. It's kind of like, but
The
he's
metal.
also still kind of been listening because it's intriguing, and if there's potential to his back, like his story here, he's like curious. So
So she kind of like leans forward and goes to whisper into Xander's ear, and it is she does whisper into Xander's ear, and it is just a string of numbers, which Xander, being as intelligent as he is capable of remembering them. She doesn't give you any. There's no coordinates. There's no scientific explanations. It is just a string of numbers, and you are expected you don't understand what it means or how you would apply it, but it is the information that she's giving to you, and it is the number that's used in her whatever her calculations are.
Okay.
The numbers themselves at this particular moment are not crucial to the story, so I'm not saying what they are.
So what I'll do is I'll pull out the sending stone, and over the sending stone I'll say, since we all know who this is going to, with Leora Nightshade.
And keep in mind you're sending this message at 3:00 in the morning.
I know.
Okay.
Write down, and I'll give him about 2 seconds, because it only lasts a round. This spell, or does it take a casting timer for a round?
For
You
sending,
can take as long as you want to say this.
As long as you
sentence,
can.
I
So
think.
yeah. So if that's the
once you
case,
cast
then
it.
I would give him like 10 to 15 seconds before continuing with the string of numbers. So I would have about.
But before you try and fit this in, how many numbers are there?
Yeah, I was gonna say I would go 20 numbers deep, like as many decimal places as the number requires.
one thing that Razier sees that Xander does not see is that she has a notebook, which she had her notebook the whole time. She was grappled with it the whole thing. She has her journal. She pulls it out, and she's got her notes and some diagrams written in there. And she's like, as she's whispering into Xander's ear, she's looking at her journal off to the side, which is it's written down in, and it's a series of like 34 numbers that she has written down. There are breaks in the numbers, so it's like 5 numbers and then 10 and then 15 and then 2 and then 3, and it's anyone with an understanding of arcane things who was researching this kind of technology would understand how to apply those numbers. That's all.
Okay.
I'm not trying to overcomplicate this, so.
That's fine. So I would tell him the first 20 and wait for a response.
So you said with
I would tell him
Leora
first.
Nightshade, write this down, and then
No,
write
down. Write down.
Oh, right.
Not wasting that word.
Gotcha.
And I would go I would go 18 numbers deep.
With
and then I
whatever the
would
stops
say-
are in the
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I would say, respond, please.
Great. Okay. While you're waiting for that response, we're gonna take our break.
Sure.
I know you just got here, but we're
That's
gonna take our break, and we'll come back to that response and carry on from there. Maybe Alex will be back by then. So, knowing that it's just B2 and Xander and Razier in the hole, and I don't know where Alex is, but Black Star is just doing his perimeter around that middle building anyways, so he's not privy to this conversation. The response from Garrett comes back to you. Xander, I only caught the tail end of your numbers, wrote most of them down, tried to keep them best I could. 3 words. Leora is a friend. Is a friend. Leora is friend.
Okay, there we go. Leora, she's what? What is she?
And that's where we end the session. Cliffhanger.
Leora is friendly.
I'll relay to the group. He only caught the tail end of the numbers that I actually gave. I don't really know where to start. If the numbers are a set of 34, I could have relayed the rest of them in another sending. I could just cast it and send it to him. But I'm not sure that it's worth doing 2 uses of sending to send him a full set.
Right. Well, Leora, you plan on getting out of here? All of this goes down, or what's your thought here?
I intend on staying. I would very much like to continue my research and would like to be able to relay the information to Garrett if I had my sending stone returned to me. Once I've concluded my research here, which could take weeks or months, then I would return to the rebellion and help them in their efforts.
Right.
Have you heard anything about the recent endeavors, whether or not everyone's safe and well off?
They're fine. From what I understand, things aren't amazing.
All who got out are out.
All who got out of where?
River. River's
And she gives you
lost
your-
to the chainless.
Yeah, she gives you like a really confused look, and then you say that, "Oh, I knew things were heating up there, but that's where I originally was sent out from."
Yeah, about a week ago, I think. At this point, maybe a bit more. They got out of River and made their who all did made their way over to High Alice,
Tail Noro.
or no, Tail Noro.
That's quite unfortunate, as there was some really interesting things going on at Riva as well that I think was the reason the Chainless were so intent on taking it. I think it's been a plan of theirs for quite some time, but all right. I'd like to stay here for as long as I can. I'm going to stay out of the way of whatever it is you're doing. In the event that you are not successful, I would stay here and continue my research, and under the guise of being one of them.
Right.
Which is fine and understandable.
Well, should we fail, I think it'll be best if you're tied up, incapacitated. We'll do the same to the other gal up here.
Tied up should be more than sufficient.
Got to make it believable.
I
But yeah, tied up.
prefer
tied up's
not.
fine.
I prefer not to be so incapacitated as to have jostled my thinking abilities around too much. You know, any permanent damage could be catastrophic for our cause. But whatever you deem fit, I'm at your mercy.
Jason leans over to Felix and says, "I'm sensing a tension between these two."
Jason needs to Felix. Right. Well,
She might
should
suck her brains
proceed.
out.
We'll have plenty of time to get those numbers over to who they need to get to.
It's important
In the
information
meantime,
for you to have if you're intending on storming the castle, as they say. There is a hatch that leads down to the second floor. The second floor consists of primarily the barracks and the mess halls, a few game rooms, and one conference room. Usually about half of the garrison is asleep at this time of night, if not a little bit more. So you'll have to be a bit quiet when going through the barracks if you are going that direction. But there are a few who are night owls and stay up and sit around and play cards. So there's a couple of those. There are no high-level mages that reside here, but there are definitely arcane practitioners of varying levels throughout the chainless space here.
Like
And
level 9?
you know, they are ones who are capable of some things, who would be thwarting
On
you
a
if you-
scale of 1 to 20.
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 20.
how strong do they seem?
Yeah, you'll have to just find that out on your own, I suppose. Doesn't seem like they're anything that you couldn't handle, but if you attract the attention of the entire keep all at the same time, that would certainly be devastating for a party of your size.
Yeah, we're trying to avoid that.
There,
You any idea where the? Sorry to cut you off, but one thing in particular I'm curious about these things with the backpacks. With the, it seems like some sort of communication. Is there? We got past one of the towers out in the woods. Is there a spot in here that they connect to, communicate with?
They do directly into the commander's quarters, which is on the first floor. Is come to calling himself, and I don't know if it's his real name or not, but Tharak Ironsoul is the commander-in-chief of this chainless base, and he has his living quarters and receives all incoming transmissions from the outside or from anyone who has these backpacks on directly in his office, and he then relays information. They are some kind of infinite sending stone, if you will. And these backpacks have
gathered a bit that much.
Wireless. That's funny. A means of transmitting through the air as sending stones do, but at a much smaller range. But due to the collection of arcane energy we've been working on, there's some kind of they're calling it the solar plex. This arcane field that's in the area. There's quite a bit of information for me to relay to you if you are indeed looking to take this place down. That would actually be quite advantageous. Were you sent by Garrett to do this if you're working with him?
Yeah.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, he did ask us to do this, take this place down, yeah.
And he didn't tell you that I was here?
Well,
Nope.
if your sending stone was confiscated, he might have assumed you've been caught.
No. I haven't spoken with him in quite a while, actually. Almost as soon as I arrived, so been at least 2 months. Well, all right. I'm just going to give you just a very basic understanding. So there is a set of stairs that leads down to the first floor. On the first floor is where the main kitchen is, the grand meeting hall.
Boy has some paper. You can draw it out a bit. Give us a layout.
Sure. I spend most of my time up here on the roof and researching.
But you've been through the building.
I have. So she draws you out a basic map of just a very simple, scrolled out map.
Yeah, where the hallways are, where the doors are, where the rooms are.
Mm-hmm. The main points of interest for you is that they've been bringing things underground. There's some kind of subterranean passageways, which is where the main concentration of whatever research, the purpose of this base is not energy collection and dispersion. This is just a side project that I've been assigned to, according to what Tharok was telling me. The primary purpose of this base is to harness the ability to communicate with, contact, and transport to and from the Feywild and the Shadowfell. That is, and apparently it's the Red King's purpose to gather an army, whether coerced or forced, from those two planes of existence, and brought here to be under his will to fight the coming Titans, as I'm sure you're familiar with his ideals. But there is some means of getting underground. I have yet to see what that is. There are no stairs that I've ever seen on the first floor that lead down. But beware of Tharok himself.
Have a look
He's
around.
wielding some kind of similar, and she gestures towards B2. You have this tall weapon, I believe it's called a glaive. He himself wields one. So be wary, as he's very proficient with it. I've seen him dispatch a number of individuals with it.
Right. Keep that in mind.
Thank you for
Anything
the
else
warning.
specific?
Anyway,
Anything else? Because I do have one other question.
Oh, well, although I'm befriended Vespa, Vespa can tell those that are a friend or foe and chooses to aid them in a clandestine way. So that may be of assistance to you as you navigate the keep. There are also two towers that are off to the side. There's walkways that lead from the second floor to these towers. And from what I've seen, it's just simply storage in there. I don't know whether or not there's any chainless in there, but it's mainly just storage. Right. So,
the plant friends, nice to have in mind. Speaking of plants, it'd probably be pretty noticeable. But have you seen? Speaking of the Feywild, have you seen another kind of plant creature be brought here that looks like it's from the Feywild, big tree kind of sort?
You guys did see when you were standing on top of the cliff looking down into the courtyard, or I think it was maybe it was Blackstar that looked down, saw that there was a giant like tree ant that was like staked and roped down to the ground in the courtyard inside the walls. That was a detail that you learned.
Right.
Okay. In one of the previous sessions.
Never mind on that.
It's been a while.
Instead of that, I'll ask. So, speaking of Feywild and such, have you seen a little pony be brought in?
I was just about to ask that.
Like, I know you said you spend most of your time up here on the roof, but like scientists and all, you converse with those. You see a pony be brought in within the past month?
They did have some kind of small pony that they had brought in that was strangely colored and well, not colored, but had a weird arcane aura about them that I noticed. That was brought in here, brought inside the keep, and since has disappeared.
Right. Do you know how long ago that was? That they actually got here?
That they actually got here. Oh gosh, that was...
We traveled from River to Sierra for like a week.
It's been...
Yeah, it's been like 2
weeks.
So she tells you how many days ago it was, and that it correlates to, because I can't remember the exact amount of days, but it correlates to the night that it happened, where Buttercup was taken. So from the day that
they teleported here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Wow, you want to know something really interesting? The night Buttercup was taken, Donnie was here.
Yeah.
That was like a year ago.
You're finally here.
Wow.
Right. So who knows?
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, I think it's best for us to get moving then.
Hello,
Mom.
Mom.
Get to it while it's still still dark. We'll go deal with the other scientists, and then we'll come grab you to tie you up.
Damn.
Alongside them.
Look at Alex's arms.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's very reasonable. Hope we don't take too long. I tend to get a bit claustrophobic if I can't move my limbs for a very long period of time.
We could just tie you to the chair. We don't have to tie your legs or anything. It'd just be your waist, so you can like technically still stand up and walk around. You're just hunched over a bit on the chair.
We want it believable should we fail that they don't get ratted out.
I guess you're right.
All right. We exiting this hole then?
Yeah, you can hop on out. We'll be right back to grab you.
The vine that was like had retracted is like been slowly creeping out of the little crack in the floor. Like can't look inside, but it looks like it's trying to look inside and can't because
I'll like get real close to where it's trying to look inside and pop my head up right in front of it. Basically,
it smacks you right in the face. It literally just doesn't do any damage.
Yeah.
And like,
All right.
and then like, cause you frightened it, right? And then it comes like really close, like end of the vine, like right up to your nose. And it's just like right there. Like trying to be threatening. It's a thin vine that looks like a snake, kind of.
Yeah.
It's not threatening at all, but it's like trying to be threatening, like right up against your nose, and then like goes past you down into the hole, and she just kind of like holds her hand up in the air, and it grabs on and gets pulled out and placed up above Louise and Garen. She just emerges from the hole. Razier's got his head popped up, so that you know that she's not
Find
just
the rest of the
escaping.
way out.
So
Right.
we're good.
So yeah, we're good. She's with us.
I appreciate
now that
you
we're not-
keeping that on the down low.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna just tie her up and leave her.
I feel like we should get Black Star for that.
We'll
Tying up
explain
part.
in a minute. Garen, come with me, and we'll wait till Blackstar makes a loop and gets back to our side, and we'll catch up to him. Me and Garen.
What can I do? What can I do for you?
We're gonna go knock out and tie up the other scientist. So,
The other one.
yeah, the one we got is.
Did you kill the first one?
No, they're on our side, so we gotta leave them tied up to make it look
They're-
believable.
They're on our side.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we'll catch you up in a minute. Let's this other one handled first. This other one, not so much.
Let me go in and set the mood for her. And I stalk off over towards the room, and
I'm just gonna say that's a great accent, and you should definitely do that for your next character for sure.
I was thinking about it.
Pretty good.
I go up,
Yeah.
and as I'm approaching, it's the right side, right? The right one.
Yes.
This one?
Yeah.
As I go up, I knock like twice, poke my head around. Oh, evening, Mum. Quick question for you. Could you take a look at this star thing out here for me, please? It's giving me the willies.
Star thing? What?
Yeah, it's strange. I'm not a scientist or anything, as you can clearly tell by my gruff dialect and, your absent, mind. But if you could
gives
just
you a
come
weird
take a
look.
look, Mum.
She like slowly gets up and
And
nods,
I
and then
back away, like around the corner, so she, has to follow. Just-
okay, she walks out of the door.
That's so strange up there.
From Garen, just as soon as
He just does
It's just
the
a
thing
Garen.
from Pride and
like-
Prejudice, where he just conks her on the head, and she just
yeah,
falls over.
yeah, yeah.
Some Flintstone maneuver with
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
bonk.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
So
I
you-
do good, Governor.
all right. There is nobody left on the
Fantastic
roof who
job.
would need you to have your disguise up, but you can keep it up as long as you'd like.
I'm in character now.
So we'll go about tying them up real good.
Are both of them on our side, Razia, or is it just one of them?
Nah, it's just the other one, but we got to leave this one alive and tied up so that it makes sense. The other one's alive and tied up too. Like we left the scientists alive for whatever reason. If we kill one
Right,
of them and
because-
leave the other one alive, then it'd be a little suspicious. So
Then
if
again,
we fail, we don't want
we
them
did
caught.
put the guard's body in the hole, so they might think the guards did it.
Oh,
We
you know what we
knocked
could
them
do?
out and run away.
We could pull the guards' bodies out, and we could arrange them in an elaborate ritualistic pattern, right? And then we could say that it's like the work of some sort of extraterrestrial being or something of that sort.
Extraplanar being. We summoned a
Wrath of
demon.
the Feywild
like a
coming
like
to
a
bother
serial
them. Yeah,
killer.
Like a Fey serial killer.
sure.
I've read
yeah,
about those.
I wasn't interested in keeping bodies in that hole anyway.
Right, if
So,
they
yeah,
get a bit
do-
stinky,
do-
right?
Yeah, do
But
as
we
you will.
should keep that giant backpack there.
And the
Yeah,
bear
that
rug.
we'll hold on
Gotta
to.
keep the bear rug.
Yeah, and by the
Yeah,
way,
keep it
Xander,
clean.
don't forget to clean
Oh
those
my
up with the
God.
prestidigitation when you get the chance.
We jumped like 4 people.
Oh yeah, we absolutely mollywopped them, Governor.
I mean, 3 guards.
Most of all the bleeding happened outside the hole though.
Yeah, except for
Yeah,
one.
True.
Except
Well,
for
he
one.
got in, but he got he got beat up. He didn't get stabbed
Yeah,
too
so
much.
that happened in the hold bleeding for that one.
Yeah.
No,
That
I
all
stabbed the
of
other
that
ones
guy's
right through.
bleeding was inside his own body, though. So it
I
didn't
mean,
make a mess.
getting
Where the
punched
bleeding
in the
should happen.
face, you might bleed outside of your body as well.
Yeah, but knowing Garen, he might just cave somebody's chest in and like hit their heart
Eh.
directly, and there's no
Oh,
more.
right. Wait, before we start, Xander, I didn't get a chance to ask you earlier. Well, I talked to Razir about it. Can we take one of these telescopes, one of these here, the far lenses apart? Do you think?
I'm not gonna say no.
I want
I'll
to steal
say-
one.
I'll
for-
say that it's immoral, but I'm
Why?
not gonna say no.
It's more of a question of like, do we have the tools on hand to disconnect them from the roof because they're bolted
You got-
down.
Oh,
Tinker's
I
tool?
do. I mean, I have Tinker's tools if that helps.
I mean, can you take a look? I mean, I took a look. I'm not
I'll
as
take-
smart
I'll take
as
a
you,
peek.
as you can tell by my rough dialect.
I'll take.
You know.
I'll take a look.
It's giving very Viva La Dirt League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
I was thinking orc from like World of Warcraft.
It's the fishermen from their skits.
Yeah.
Fun
Good
day
to
for
go
fishing, ain't it?
ain't it?
Oh. Yeah.
Oh.
Or one of the guard characters, yeah.
Hey,
what's all this then?
What's all this then? Blimey, governor.
Hurts a lot.
Okay, so you go about tying up the two scientists. Are you saying anything else to Leora, or are you just leaving her there? Anything else you want to say to her? Ask questions or anything? Xander,
Just
Black
if she
Star
had
after
a
learning
number
about
on
this.
a guess
Oh.
of how many guards.
There could be anywhere between 50 and 60 total. But there are those
Six
that
of
are.
us.
Those
10
are
each, I
those
think
the
we would
only ones
manage.
that are awake right now, or total on the base?
About total of everyone.
All right, yeah.
I like
I-
those
Down
shots.
already.
But the thing is, here's the reason I don't have the exact numbers. That I've been trying to keep a track of and record of it, but there are those that emerge from below and exit, ones that I hadn't seen before, like for days, and then they came back, and then others left and came back, and I was keeping track of those. So, like in total, I've counted 72, but they're like not all here all the time, and it's hard to.
I mean, they're
69
working
now.
on portals and stuff, so you know.
Right.
Hey, 69.
And then they do
I
occasionally.
am a child.
They do occasionally.
are.
The roof is where they launch their roving probes, which I've been partially responsible for not developing but helping to power. I know, bad that I'm the good guy helping the bad guys, but it's you got to do what you got to do to kind of So, anyways, they launch their probes and they have these little things. They they call them puddle jumpers, and so they're traveling in them. There's two of them that are out right now. They're not due back for a few days. I don't know if they're scouting or traveling. I don't know what their business was, but they left, and I just saw the ledger said they'd be back in about 3 days.
All right.
That was yesterday. They do have these larger things that they send out that do these wide sweeping, not explosions, but bright lights that are intended on not only scanning but wiping out any potential threats that are there. I don't know whether or not you've run into a scene or experienced anything like that on your travels here, but they do have a pretty wide reach with these orbs that are probes they send out. And none of you are nodding and acknowledge. Oh, Xander's the only one.
Xander's not there. Blackstar dragged Xander over to the
that's true.
Yeah,
telescope.
I'm unfortunately not there, but when I get
No,
relayed this
I was-
information, I'll nod in agreement.
I was. Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead. Sorry.
No, I
Being
was,
that,
I was going to
oh.
talk about the telescopes, but you keep going.
So you drag Xander over for. Oh, go ahead. B2 had something.
No, I was going to lean over to Razir and be like, because he kind of got in trouble. We do know about those, right? And we can acknowledge that one.
Yeah, the ruse is long past.
Okay.
So Xander gets dragged over, and she continues. these technologies, including the canisters, these even the means of generating the portals and whatever it is that they have here that they're working on in regards to these portals and other technologies, the puddle jumpers, are not things the Chainless came up with themselves. They're things that they discovered from ages ago, pre-cataclysms. You probably already pieced that information together. She motions towards Xander as Xander walks over. They've essentially confiscated it, and I'm assuming that's what they're doing on a world scale, is that these technologies are far beyond anything that we've had in the last century. And so the Red King has taken it upon himself to confiscate them from the world, make them his own.
Yeah, he's got his whole
That was
grand
that was a
idea
good-
plan.
That was a fresh open. That was a good one. Yeah, I am gonna do as Black Star asked me to do and kind of check out the telescopes and see if
Sure.
it's like I can detach any bit of it.
Yeah, Black Star points out the spots. Oh, so I did an inspection earlier. I think right here, and maybe like this bit over here, and if we take it apart enough, we can put it in the hole, and I can, pilfer it for, righteous means.
So you weren't here for the original. We didn't really go into this that much, but they're very finely crafted. They are not collapsible. They look like they're permanently affixed to the roof, but they could be removed with the proper tools. But it probably would take minimum of 20 or 30 minutes to remove them without damaging them, if you have the correct tools to remove them.
I have Tinker's tools. That's all I have.
Okay, so is that you want to begin doing that now and take the 20 to 30 minutes to work on this?
I'll relay that to the group. I'll say it'll take me about 20 to 30 minutes to remove these things, at least one of them from the roof. Do we want to take that time now, or do we want to just figure that out later if we have the time?
I think we want to move on here while it's dark still and night, before people get up. The quicker we get people to take care of them, the better.
All right, you're right. Heist mode. Okay.
Like if all goes well, we'll have all the time we need to come back for one of them.
And you can take both of them.
Does it look like it can fit in the hole as is?
The smaller ones would. There's the gigantic ones that are there. Those obviously won't
I don't
fit.
want
the smaller ones would probably take up like at least 3/4, if not all, the remainder of the room that's in the hole. They're pretty
I have
big.
a question, logistics wise. Okay, we're getting a little physicsy here. Okay, if I took the hole and I rolled it out on the ground, right? Because it's an extra dimensional space and it doesn't abide by the laws of physics of the natural world, would it just naturally pass beneath a bolted in object since there's no wall on the other side?
Mm-mm.
No.
It doesn't become the extra dimensional space until it's flat on the surface.
Right.
Otherwise, it's like a piece of
Move it
cloth
around.
or something.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Okay.
So we could just unbolt it from the floor and just like push it in, like only in pristine condition, but something well enough, and then I could get it repaired by someone in Sayor, and then hand it over to my kindly friend who I accosted before.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm just not sure we have time.
Well,
Even
if
if
we're
we
not
get it in
taking
the
all
hole,
of it.
Black Star, even if we get it in the hole now, if we ain't successful, we ain't getting out of here.
All right.
So if we're going to be successful either way, doesn't matter whether you put it in now or later.
So B2, this is what they do to me, right? They sidecar my heist shenanigans for more important heist shenanigans.
All right, let's get inside, shall we?
Yeah, all right, yeah, let's go. Right, so
One Blackstar, make a perception check for me.
This is one of the things I'm not very good at. But as a bard, it works.
A 20.
Ooh, and that's 17. Yeah,
There are Blackstar's probably not super interested in this, but something that catches Blackstar's eye is that in the center of this middle room, there is a pedestal, and through the conversation, the Razier and Xander relayed
As I'm doing my
some of
circles.
well, you would
as I
have
was
seen
doing-
it. You would have seen it for sure, because you were out there for a while, just walking around this room, right? Kind of taking a lay of the land and seeing everything. But it clicks in your mind when they mentioned that Leora brought up that there's this like pedestal that's designed to hold some kind of device in the center of it, and when they say that, and like that they haven't been able to find anything, they don't know what goes in there. You kind of like take a second glance after they've explained it. There's canisters on the outside. There's 4 of them that are like holding solium. They're blue. There's cables that go inside to these inner canisters that are kind of like attached to each other. And there's cables from those that go to this pedestal in the center. And these other pedestals have a bit of like multicolored, not liquid, but it looks like energy that's inside of them. That's almost like rainbow. That's like prismatic and kind of reflects the light a little bit on the inside. It's very faint. But there's just something about that pedestal that makes you think about what you're hiding.
Before we head out, I know I've wasted some time. I feel like this is an important bit. Hear me out for a moment, and then I will actually change back to regular Blackstar. This is the seriousness of it. So as I was out here singing songs inside my own head, like this thing in the middle, I feel like this relic I stole from the Chainless might interact, possibly unfavorably or favorably, with this thing.
Yeah, she did mention that was a spot for a power source of some sort to go.
What would it do?
As
no
interested
telling.
as I am, I'm not sure that we have the time nor the real risk to learn as it stands.
Because if it turns something on and alerts the base, there goes our element of surprise.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go on then.
Like, it's definitely something we'll revisit. But,
Make sure
What you guys
write it down
always
in your
say.
notes.
Alex
I
is like the
will.
one thing I'm finally interested in, and you're telling me I can't
Although-
look at it.
That's what they tell me every time.
It's true.
we didn't really ask her about it. We could double check with her what she thinks it might be or do. Take a minute and do that. Because, I mean, if it's something real fancy, then it might help us.
Yeah. Go over.
That's
And
what
I
I do.
pull it out.
You do.
Yeah, in front of her. She's a friend, right?
She is. Okay.
You,
You like.
Does the
I
resistance know
don't know
you
if, I don't
have
know
that?
if you had a.
I
You
don't.
guys know I have.
No, the resistance is
We know you have
absolutely right.
That's it. Yeah, no one else knows I have it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, no. Didn't we show it to someone else?
I think we
Caleb-
talked
Caleb
about
dear?
it in River when we met with Garrett. And
Oh,
right?
he told you how much it was worth.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
we
that's
talked about
right.
When did you guys get this again? Remind me.
This is one of
Blackstar's
my.
had that.
I can't
backstory.
Brought it with him.
Oh, gotcha. Never mind.
That's
He
why.
started-
That's why I'm. I
He
didn't
started
tell, you don't know.
he started the campaign
Yeah.
with it.
Okay. Fair enough. I was just trying to remember its story, but that makes sense why I can't remember it because I don't know it.
I pull it out as we walk up to her, and I pull B2 in. Pay attention, old friend. And I show it to her. Hey, I stole this. Hello, Blackstar Lazarus. Nice to meet you. Heard lovely things about you. Originally from Tal Noro, I'm a thief by trade, bard by night.
Black Star, do you want me to silence you?
Sorry.
Remember,
He's one of-
heist.
He's one of
That's
our
right.
greatest. They always
Heist
shut
mode.
him down.
Thank you, B2. This battery I stole from the Chainless. They want it back badly. I feel like it connects to this power source up here. What do you think it could do?
Her hands are like tied behind her back, like behind the chair. At this point, and she probably I don't know if you gagged her yet, but you like probably pulled the gag down so you could like talk to her.
Yeah.
And she's like you're like standing maybe 5 feet from her. Oh, that looks like something that's come from the Veritas technology. Something of the old days.
Probably.
I would very much like to inspect that.
I look at Razir. We don't have time for that. I'm gonna take my cues.
How long you? We got daylight's coming, and we don't want to get done with this
Agreed.
infiltration before then.
All I can tell you is that if it is what I think it is, and again, I won't know until I've fully inspected it, and it may be too good to be true, but if it fits in that pedestal there, it's the thing that we've been, or that they've been excavating for, and something that the rebellion has been seeking for quite some time. It's worth quite a bit of money and is an arcane battery.
Oh, yeah, we knew that.
Oh, well then why are you asking me?
Well, I asked you what it would do if I put it into the thing.
Well, theoretically, it would siphon all of the base's energy and fill your battery.
Oh, so it would like suck it all up and then they'd be powered.
Well, I don't know how much is currently in the battery. I'd have to inspect it, which is why I said that. But
Black Star shakes it.
It doesn't make any noise.
Maybe
that's
lick
a
it?
huge play.
Turn off all their
Hold on.
lights, essentially.
That is
and some
a
other stuff.
huge play. If,
But
Also
they would
charge the
That's-
battery.
but they would know something very bad had happened.
yeah, but I mean, two of us can see in total darkness.
Also, I do need to mention the power is what is keeping the creatures that are connected to the system alive. Once they've been completely converted and brainwashed, unless they are, well, if they have the wherewithal to withstand what's been put upon them, they may survive past it, but it's very rare that that's the case. Any-
Buttercup is cooked.
Any creature that's been connected and been integrated into the system, once power is completely cut, may very likely would perish.
All right, so
Right, so we gotta.
we go
disconnect
in.
first.
Yeah, we go in, do all the things. On the way out, we charge the juice box and we steal a telescope.
I like this plan.
Yeah, all things going well, we'll have all the time we need on the way out.
To steal a telescope.
Steal the
Yeah.
telescope.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really wanted you to say it so I can confirm that you understand what I'm after.
Yeah, telescope not there, in hole yours. Yes.
Fantastic. All right, I don't care what we do now. Let's go heist.
Okay, before we get heisting, Tim, I have a question.
Okay.
How does movement in the astral plane work?
Based on your intelligence or something.
No, I know that.
No, you're
Like,
thinking
if
about.
If I were moving in the astral plane, like if I went from where I am right now into the astral plane, and then I went like directly south, would I appear in a
It
different
depends
location?
on how you trigger that.
Yeah. It depends on how you're doing it. So
Uh,
the effect should say what
So,
happens.
So just to answer
So
your
either say you
question,
return to your body or whatever. Yeah.
I have not gotten that far yet.
Okay, because I have the robe of astral sea, a robe of stars. That's what it is.
Okay.
And while I wear the robe, I can use an action to enter the astral plane along with everything that I'm wearing and carrying. and I remain there until I use an action to return to the plane that I was on. Oh, never mind. It says it at the end of it. I'm just drunk.
Yeah,
You forgot to read all of the words.
yeah. You forgot to read the whole last sentence. Yeah.
Words are
All
hard.
right. You know what, Quebecois?
Look at you. You don't even know what street, what the roads mean in Quebec. Given that I don't know either what that
So
meant,
stupid.
but yeah,
I'm so dumb.
literally
Mod-
that means nothing. Like it's just a jumble of
Mod
words.
Art 64 to 09. I was like, what does this mean? And nobody knew.
I
I
mean,
was like, I'll ask my good buddy Felix.
Jumble of words means nothing. Or maybe that's what they're trying
So-
to do with the tunnel they want to build. Like we call it the troisième lien, so the third link in Quebec, but like our
Your
like
tunnel has
provincial
a third
government
leg?
wants to build that. But it's such a
Link.
stupid idea, so maybe they're trying to hide it by using a different that name instead of to the third
tunnel-
link.
Your tunnel has a third leg, is what Jason just
No.
said.
No, because
Alright.
there's only to get into Quebec City from Laval, you already have 2 bridges. But in Quebec, there's a lot of traffic, so they're like, oh, but what if we build a tunnel that goes under the St. Lawrence River? And there's going to be less traffic in the city of Quebec. But that's so dumb because there's just as much cars coming into the town. They're not just like they're so dumb.
Leave,
Yeah.
leave the transportation to me, all right? We got a heist.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, heist
So
on
we
3.
won't be.
Word.
Yeah. Heist on 3.
Lead
Did
One,
you
bug.
know?
two, 3. Heist.
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 And that is where we're gonna end tonight's session.
Quick question
This
before
guy.
we end. The guard's body, we
I
keep
didn't
them in the hole, right?
He didn't say we're.
I didn't say we're ending. Jason said
We're
it.
not at-
But still, before we end, this is important.
No, I think we're gonna leave him on the roof.
All right, what do we keep from their bodies? Because I
Hey,
put those in the hole.
We take the backpack,
For sure.
and then at least the weapons, just so there's less weapons lying around.
All right, I'll do
And then we'll search them, see if they have anything
Check
on
them for
that
money.
we might want.
a custom
money-
item. I'll do
Money and other effects.
I'll call it
Monthly
Chano's
allowance.
backpack, I guess.
Nope. I'll give you the info right now.
Oh, snap.
Coming through real good.
Apparently I have an open Discord and there's 16 updates. What? I was on Discord yesterday. What's going on there?
Weren't you on Discord just like before the game started?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know what's-
you
I
sent a
don't know.
message like
Oh, it was.
at 6:41.
All right, I'm gonna put it in Zoom chat.
All right, that's weird.
Um,
And just for so we can find
Wait.
it afterwards, I'll copy paste it
wait.
into the
It's open now.
Discord.
It's open now.
Oh, all right.
I'll put it in loot. Wait, where is loot? There it is.
That's why you wanted to be asking us if we hit the backpack.
Uh huh.
Oh wow.
Garen would have been fine.
I didn't include the sending stone as part of it because I'm assuming you're not gonna. We'll just. There's no reason for stats for that or anything. It's just an infinite
well, yeah.
short range sending stone, basically, specifically for this base.
48 necrotic. Good lord. Good lord. Versus
So-
how it adds 1d10?
Correct. Adds
So it's
1d10
48 and then
of
1d10.
of necrotic damage, yeah. But it has a number of charges, don't forget. And it can only be, it's not like it recharges those charges at dawn like other magic items. This is not a magic item. It is a magic infused item that has to be recharged like anything electric would need to be recharged at a
Yeah.
Like with an arcane battery or something like that.
like an arcane battery. Exactly.
Yeah, so we need a USB-C cable to plug it from the arcane battery into the backpack.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Which you have not learned how to do that yet. So.
Yeah, Zender has Tinker's tool. He'll figure it out.
I don't know about
so
that,
for the time
maybe.
being, I'll just add arcane backpack in the hole, not add all of that. And if we need it later down the line, I'll.
I just want to use it now.
You can mark that the backpack has 8 charges.
All right.
So yeah, that's a pretty powerful piece of equipment. Yep.
Right.
We're gonna figure out a way to plug it into B2's back, and then he can power it, and he can have a crazy laser sword and blaster rifle.
No, we need an
Unlimited power.
we need to turn B2 into an amplifier. He needs to have like an Iron Man chest beam.
Oh yeah.
Unibeam thing going on.
Yeah.
Unibeam.
Yep.
And then of course one of you takes the shield so we can like redirect it all cool like.
Yeah.
Let's see. The
Get Garen a hammer he can wield around, and then.
Wait a minute, we're becoming the Avengers.
We always
already got
been.
Doctor Strange.
I'm Doctor Strange.
I'm Black Widow, aren't I?
Or Hawkeye. Or Hawkeye. Get the spell sniper and stuff. That's long range. Hawkeye.
Yeah.
You're going based off of just like abilities in class, not just like the personality of the character.
Personality.
Ability be Hawkeye. So yeah.
Yeah, ability is definitely Hawkeye, but personality.
Then
probably.
ability wise, Black Star would be Black Widow. She's a spy.
And she changes her face a lot.
Personality-wise, Black Star would be Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
Billionaire playboy philanthropist.
Yeah.
The only one he's
He's a
missing is
philanthropist
and the billionaire.
Yeah, billionaire.
He's
So
working on
he
that.
has the
He's working on
playboy.
Working on it. Playboy for
Yeah.
He'll get there eventually.
B2 is
you.
either Drax
One
or
goal at a time.
Groot or
Oh,
the
yeah.
Drax. It's
Drax.
Drax.
Yeah, Drax.
Drax.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's pretty good. Anyways,
Anyway,
we still have a little bit of time before. I mean, unless you guys want to call it there, we still have a
down.
little bit of time.
We're gonna
I have to
call
sit
on-
out most of this session.
Sneaking through. That's our next thing.
Well, don't
Whatever
forget
that
that.
leads into.
Are you sure you're just leaving the roof?
Oh yeah, we have the 2 chests in these rooms.
Oh
And
yeah.
we do
Black Star
have
will go look at the chests.
the 2 rooms up north. We maybe might want to check out.
As we
well.
were tying them up,
Yeah.
we do a quick look through. It's research rooms, and
There's a lot to go through there.
yeah.
So I mean,
we're probably not worried about like all the research notes and stuff.
right. That's all that's up here. I'm not even going to ask for an investigation check from Xander on that. There isn't anything that would aid you in your heist as far as like getting down and figuring out what's down there. But you've got your crude drawing from Leora, yeah, you do go over to the chests. They are both locked.
Let me take care.
We have a Black Star for that.
Yes.
We have
We
a
have
Black
Black
Star
Widow
for
for
that.
that.
Which one are you opening first, the left or the right one?
Check for traps. Please
Yeah.
check for traps. The last like 2 out of 3 chests we opened exploded.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Oh yeah, B2 doesn't know, or Chris doesn't know that. Yeah, that's true.
I checked for traps. Xander, come give me a hand with this real quick.
My guidance, Black Star.
yes,
Thank you.
sir.
Well, the
Remember
chest,
this time.
the chest with the jetpack in it that the captain of the Outcast took didn't explode. Wait,
That's true.
Oh yeah.
wait, or did
Well,
it?
that was one of the.
I watch what Black Star is doing like a hawk.
18.
18. You feel very confident that it is not trapped. Which chest are you opening, left or right?
This one.
The right
The
one.
right one.
Okay. Yep. So yeah, as I figured. So you feel confident that it is not trapped.
All right, I'm gonna go locksmith's bane.
Ooh.
Nah,
Ooh.
That's
I'm gonna
risky.
do regular lockpick. Not on heist mode. Regular lockpick. I have skills.
I have
Guidance.
skills.
Oh, I'm glad I did not do locksmith's
Ooh.
bane.
Oh man.
That would have changed everything.
Wait, what happens? It just disappears, doesn't it? Just disintegrates.
No,
Doesn't it
It
make
becomes a
a
normal
ju-
lock, and
loud sign?
it casts knock,
Knock, yeah.
which is an insanely loud.
It's loud,
spell.
super loud. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like everything within 300 feet.
I mean, your lockpick breaks in the lock. This is and you don't understand because the lock is not super complicated. It's really, these are not super complicated locks, but like something was wrong. Somebody tampered with your tools, but you've got another
Xander,
one.
stop breathing on my neck, okay? Gosh.
Sorry, I'm watching.
And then I use locksmith's bane this time.
Oh
I
no!
guided him.
Oh no! Don't roll.
No, it's
Yeah.
fine. He's not gonna
No way!
Listen,
A 36.
yeah, boy.
There we
Let's
go.
go.
You take it out.
Works so well.
That
Hear
20,
the
that's
other lock.
fucking-
The other chest unlocks also.
Unfortunately, that's not how that works. But yeah,
It doesn't have an AoE lock picking.
AOE lockpick is not a video game.
That's right.
That's pretty funny though. Literally, it just like sticks it in and it just kink, opens up automatically.
As I'm
Like one of
as
those
I put
lock
it in this
picking lawyer
time,
videos where he just jams it in and it opens.
I look at Xander as I do it, just like scowl at him, just like this, and it unlocks.
Why are you looking at me like it's my fault?
Hot breath, I swear. And then
So
I'm
I
gonna
don't-
open it.
It's hot.
As I open it real quick, if there's any gold visible, I'm just gonna snatch it real quick, just quickly.
Make a sleight of hand. If you can beat Louise's 28 passive perception.
I mean, he's got a good shot.
I mean,
Nope, I
he
did not.
can.
I did not.
He got close with a 5.
Holy
With a 5.
cow!
Gloves of Fury are
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, but Louise does catch you.
11 or better.
There is 129 gold on the inside of this chest.
As I snatch it, I feel his eyes on me. I'm like, Louise, for the party.
Yeah, I'll take the gold and put it in the hole. So 129, right?
129, yes.
And then check this one. I'll go get the other one. Xander, come with me.
Okay.
I'll guidance him again as he runs off.
So
Thanks, Louise. Wink at him.
I don't want to get you too excited, but there is an exorbitant amount of loot to be found in this entire keep, and what I mean is throughout the entire I'm calling it a dungeon because it's Dungeons and Dragons, right? But this entire thing, which could take you months to complete, there's a lot of loot. So instead of going through the process of unless it's something really cool, so inside of this chest there's a potion of some kind that has some kind of red viscous liquid on the inside. It does not look like a healing potion, and a spell scroll.
Fun fact: per rules, we can determine what a potion is just by tasting like a little drop of the potion.
Per raw.
Per the rules, yeah.
What?
All right,
Where?
B2 will
Where
taste
does it
it.
say that? Yeah, B2 will taste it. That's
He
great.
just smears it on his faceplate. Just
Sticks his finger in it.
I think it's
Draws a
an
little smiley face.
anti-rust.
Yeah.
Wow.
I taste fire for some reason.
All right. So you feel confident that the left chest is not trapped?
all right. And as Black Star's pulling Xander to the other one to help him investigate it, he turns into Xander. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while.
I know, I'm sorry.
So
It's only
Then
been
I'll lockpick
15 minutes.
so mark down potion. Are you tasting it, Louise? I want to just handle one thing at a time here. 33. 33. Holy crap. Well, obviously you open the second one. You're gonna try and grab this gold because Louise is focused on.
I'm in
The other
in
chest
the
at the
other room
moment.
right now.
Uh-huh.
Got a shot.
All right, make another sleight of hand check. Xander's standing right there.
Okay. Says it right
Yeah,
there.
I'm not worried
Potions
about
are an exception.
Oh my
More than
God.
A taste is enough to tell the taster.
18 with a
Still an
nat
18.
one is wild.
I mean, it doesn't mean it's
passive
an.
is 18.
Oh wow!
Beats
Beats it.
me.
Wow.
That
So
is wild.
you see him swipe the gold real quick.
Is it a lot? Like,
It's
is it a
there's
lot?
97 gold in this one.
Wouldn't it be me meeting his
I mean,
passive?
yeah.
I
Yeah.
beat him.
Yeah,
I think so.
so he beats me.
No.
Meets
But then again, you rolled a nat one.
No, it's the
I did
other
roll
way. It's the other way around. He's trying to perceive.
No, I'm
No,
trying to.
because he's
he's
trying
not
to
trying, it's
hide it
passive.
from.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like his passive perception is the DC Blackstar needs to beat with his sleight of hand.
I don't. I think
Yeah.
it's the. I think you have it backwards, but
I would, if Xander was actively looking, I would agree. But since it's his passive, it's just if
Yeah.
Black
Rolling
Star
for
can be
18.
sneaky enough
I'm on the
for
side.
Xander to not see it. It's Black Star trying to do the thing, so it's his skill check to try
To
and
meet it.
achieve it.
right. You're right. 100%. Okay. So I already said Xander saw it. Also, Jason, what's going on, bro? You all right?
Hanging way back there.
We can't hear you.
You're too far from the mic. Can't hear you.
We're about to end pretty soon here. We're just handling this loot.
Yeah, I'm just tired, dude.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
good.
you've got less than 17 minutes. So, you grab the 97 gold. Xander sees you grab it. I just want to handle
I
the other.
kind of side eye him, but it's kind of like.
I look at him and I say, "For the book," and I just pocket it.
Ooh. Poor Chris, all these inside jokes that he doesn't get.
I'm here for it. I love it.
Next campaign.
Xander
Next
felt bad
campaign.
stealing the book, so he had
in the second
Black Star
act,
seal it
I'll
for
get-
him.
Yeah, you'll get there. You'll pick up on it. Yeah, that's great. Okay, going back to Louise. You wrote down potion. Did you taste it?
Yeah.
Is that what we're just? So I just kind of tell you what all potions are going forward because I'm assuming that you're tasting every single one of them.
Yeah.
Just
Simple enough.
it is a potion of fire resistance.
I'll take it.
Also, the scroll we'd be able to like open up and read
I
it,
guess
see what it.
for a scroll you maybe need an Arcana check.
I mean, it's covered in runes. It's not like it's labeled.
Got a little
No, but you'd be able
little
you
post-it
to read the scroll without using it because you have to like.
Yeah, you can, but I feel like for that identifying a scroll, you maybe need to do an Arcana check. Like you couldn't have like a fighter, someone
it
who doesn't
does-
have any arcane knowledge.
It doesn't.
identify a
It
scroll
doesn't
by thinking.
require. Okay, so what I would say is a person who is a magic practitioner, somebody who uses magic, would be able to tell what it is with a DC of 10 Arcana check. Obviously, that means it's
Isn't that
Xander.
an auto success from
for Xander, probably not for
Yeah.
Razir though.
No, for Xander, yeah.
Okay, well, it sure, you know, just to expedite things here.
I wasn't sure on the scroll one. I thought it was.
I'm just ruling in the moment because I don't need to. I don't feel like looking up the rules for all these obscure things that don't
You live your best life. Tim.
matter that much. In this instance, it's not a big deal. It's a scroll of protection.
Ooh.
Okay, potion of fire
I
resistance,
shove
scroll
it
of
in the hole.
protection. In besides the 97 gold pieces in the second chest, the left chest that you're opening, there are 2 potions of superior healing.
I give them both to Xander.
And
Quick question, Tim.
Yes.
Against which creature type?
What?
Because
Potions of
scroll of protection,
superior
it's
healing.
against specifically one type of creature.
Yeah, it's
Really?
like the protection from good and evil spell.
Yeah, but it's like we need to roll a d100 to determine which, unless Tim you want specific.
Chris, roll a d100.
Ooh, lucky me.
I'll add that to the whole, right?
That's my bad for not determining that earlier.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's fun in the moment, though.
Coming
I'm
through.
not the one.
74.
Which is
Which
fiends.
is fiends. I'll write that down.
Ooh,
Hey,
Not bad. not bad.
that's actually pretty good.
There you go.
Actually,
Yeah, that's a good one.
we know
That's a good one.
oh, a person that might be a fiend.
Uh
Eh.
huh.
The fiend or an archfey.
Okay. Besides the 2 potions of superior healing in the second chest, as Xander is looking over Black Star's shoulder, there is very definitively another spell scroll inside of this chest. Jason, wake up.
I'm here.
Okay.
I already wrote down the potions of superior healing.
Alrighty. There is another spell scroll that is inside of a case that is kept for very special purposes in the event that someone who is guarding this rooftop may need to use, and it is a spell scroll of counterspell.
Here you go, Xander.
Thank
That's a
you,
big one.
kitten.
Free use of counterspell.
Huh?
Free use of counterspell.
Hell yeah. I mean, heck yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Might come in handy. Don't know.
HE double lucky stick.
I think that's one of the few spells you can guarantee will
Thank
come
you,
in
Phil.
handy.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought it was useful.
Two-
So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it saves
Absolutely.
the spell slot from either myself or Xander.
Or
Yeah.
me.
Oh yeah, you have it too. Okay. I forgot.
didn't forget about
I forgot
you,
all of
Black
us have all of the abilities, and they overlap. All of us have overlapping
Alex,
abilities.
you are just non-existent.
That's just-
Jason,
Certainly
speaking
not a
of
main character.
abilities overlapping,
Not
I
even
used my silvery bars for the first time, turned a nat 20 into a nat 1.
Uh-huh.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
sick.
you don't even have counterspell. What are you yelling at me for?
I don't.
But it still saves the spell
Wait,
slot.
wait.
Like it's-
Alex is Black Star in real life. I've been saying it for years. Okay. On that note, you finished looting this rooftop. That's the extent of what you'll find up here that's useful. You relatively easily find this hatch that leads down to the second floor. It's actually in the roof. It's actually on the map. You probably can't see it, but
Yeah.
um,
Down at the bottom left.
bottom left. Yep. And so we'll go ahead and end it there. We'll pick back up where you're preparing to go down to the lower level, and whatever other conversations may need to happen before going down there is fine. So far, you've not been noticed by those. There's still guards that are swiveling and on the outer walls. They're only about 60 feet from the edge of the top of the roof, which has that tapered sections on the sides. Because you're so much higher up. Yeah, exactly. They're not really seeing you. They're not expecting to have to keep watch on the center of this. So we'll come back. We'll heist on 3.
It's on 3.
On
Get
3.
some shenanigans.